This episode of the Grappler Union podcast is brought to you by BJJTees. Go to bjjtees.com, enter the promo code Grappler Union, and save 10% off all your jiu-jitsu apparel. Go to bjjtees.com today. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Grappler Union podcast. Paul Maloney alongside Anthony Zito. On this episode, we have Blake Klassman in studio. Blake's a brown belt under Jeff Serafin, and he's an instructor at Fit-to-Defend Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. Enjoy.
I need the 6 minutes. That's what happens in that 6 minutes.
You told me using any technique that works. Never to limit myself to one style. Keep an open mind.
We're not here just to take part. We're here to take over.
In order to become more peaceful, in order for you to become better and strategize your life.
Guys, I'm sorry I waited till episode 42 to demonstrate my guitar skills.
That was fucking awesome.
Nice, Blake.
Fucking Blake.
Dude, you wail on that thing, man.
I mean, I've been playing for a while.
Oh, yeah? You're a finger picker, huh?
Finger picker, man.
That's funny. Blake walked into the studio, and Bruno, is that Bruno's guitar? Yeah, it is. Bruno has a guitar sitting there, and Blake just picked it up right away and started wailing on the thing. I'm like, you're playing us into the episode.
It's kind of
pretty good, man.
You know?
Oh.
Fuck yeah.
You ever broke any fingers? Like
doing jiu-jitsu or like music-wise?
No, not on the guitar, but yeah, grappling.
Grappling, I mean, I don't know if I've actually like broken fingers, but I've jammed all of them just different ways.
And
of, like,
can you play with jammed fingers?
I mean, it depends which hand. Like if it's my right hand, I can get away with it because I could just avoid using those fingers for picking, but on my left hand sometimes it's tough because
you're gonna have to bust out the slide.
Yeah, the slide guitar.
Right.
I
play
actually
some blues.
Yeah, so I've been playing guitar for a while, and then I broke my arm, and then I taught myself how to play piano. So then I play piano too. And
really?
Then I joined the jazz band in high school and just did all this cool stuff. So I was doing jazz band. In high school I did jazz band, chess team, and wrestling.
Nice.
So I was like, just doing like a bunch of different shit. So
good shit.
Yeah, man.
That's fucking awesome. He was playing when you were showering, and he's like, "So what do you want?" I'm like, "Just play whatever, man." And I'm like, "This is like you're playing a little jazz, little blues." Yeah. I'm like, "This is like, think about this. We're rolling. We're done rolling. Everyone just laying on the mats." All tired, and all of a sudden Blake just pulls out that guitar and just ba-da-da-da.
The lights go off.
The lights go off. You're just chilled. I mean, talk about zen.
Yeah.
Just fuck. It would just be like, you'd be just on a contact high from that.
How about it? You got to bring an axe into Fit-to-Defend now.
Yeah, definitely. I'm probably just going to come in there with a badass looking classical guitar and play some blues or something.
Nice. Yeah, so we just got off Serafin's open mat. What? An hour ago or whatever.
Yeah.
I think I lost like 13 pounds of water weight in there.
Yeah, it gets really hot.
God.
Yeah, it gets really hot in there.
Fuck.
Yeah, it does.
It's something to get used to. I mean, you could tell Jeff's students they don't take a break. They just keep rolling through it. Where like every third roll, I'm like,
you just need a break.
I think I need to step outside
Sometimes
for a minute.
it gets so busy in there that like taking a break is actually kind of a good thing because there's less of a chance of you getting hit in the head or like oftentimes it gets pretty crowded on the mats. So
hell yeah.
Taking a round off is never bad, especially if you don't find a partner and everyone's kind of partnering up. Just kind of chill out inside and relax and hydrate and maybe step outside because it's so fucking humid in there.
Yeah.
It is humid in there.
Yeah.
But I mean, my first role was with a big white belt, which I then later learned that he's like an MMA fighter. So I'm like, oh, that's why.
Do you remember his name? Or?
I don't remember his name, but
okay.
I'm like, oh, that's why it was a little bit tougher. Like he wasn't like a normal white belt, because I think he even went for like a little ground and pound on me at a second there. I'm like, wait, what the? He's like, oh, sorry. I'm like, okay, all right. So, but I worked the game, but you never know. When you see someone with a white belt, you just don't know what their background is. They could be the white belt that just started the gym like maybe a few months ago, or they could be white belt / MMA fighter.
I mean, that goes for blue belt too, man.
It goes for blue belt too.
Like you can be you could be going slapping hands with a guy that's been a blue belt for as long as, you know, like as long as you've been either like a purple or brown belt, you know, it's just like getting promoted is so subjective, you know,
Right.
it's like,
Exactly.
So,
Yeah, it was interesting. Then I get to go with Blake. So I have Blake, smash, and then Serafin, smash, and then ours are from New Breed, smash. I'm like, okay, I need someone else in here. So then I went with Brenda.
oh, Brenda, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, she's like my size and
Good
fuck, is
Parabolo
she
game.
good?
Smash.
No, smash. Yeah, she was very tricky though. She's very, very tricky, and she surprised me. I'm like, oh shit, you know, she had me in, like, she took my collar, wrapped it around. And I'm like, okay, I got to really think about how I'm gonna get out of this.
Yeah.
And but no, it was great rolls, man.
Yeah, man.
Every time I go there, it's just fucking excellent rolls.
You guys
Garrity
roll.
was there.
Yeah.
Our brother Garrity. Well, it was a great roll with him. He got me in a triangle for about 2.5 minutes, just stuck in it. I'm just like breathing. Like, okay, Jeff gave me this advice when he allowed me to do it to him, and I cannot stress enough how much that helped my game. Just that one interaction with Jeff. Serafin, yes. So he allowed me to put him in a triangle.
Mm-hmm.
I slapped it in tight, super tight. And I'm just sitting there, like, just waiting, pulling on his head, adjusting here and there, and he's no tap. He's just breathing,
weathering the storm.
just breathing.
Yeah, just
Through a straw.
Through a straw, right?
It goes for most chokes, though. You know,
It
like
does.
The less you tense, the less anxiety you
Exactly,
have. The second
exactly.
a choke starts to give you that anxiety, then you
Right.
start getting everything just kind of goes downhill.
Exactly.
As long as you can keep your composure, you know.
Exactly. And that's exactly what Jeff told me. Jeff
Yeah.
was like, dude, I just relaxed. I relaxed everything. So ever since then, that's all I do. Get me in a choke. I don't care
Just
what
chill.
choke it is. I'm chill.
Yeah.
I'm just going to chill. I'm going to, a little bit of inch here and there, grab here, and just weather the storm. And you're going to either tire out your arms trying to keep choking me, or you're going to choke me, or I'm going to escape.
There's also a fine line too, where it's like, you know, you don't want to just be a sitting duck getting choked. You
No.
know? So it's like you gotta like. There's definitely a fine line between like relaxing and then like, you know, like still having to move and progress,
Right,
because
right.
you know, if your life's just getting worse and worse and worse.
But exactly. But it allows you to like starting to train that way. For me,
Yeah.
anyway, it allows me to say, okay, how far can I go before I got to tap?
Yeah.
You know, how far can I really last that long? Am I going to, so I kind of push myself to say, okay, well, if this was a super high competition or whatever the competition is, am I going to be able to last? And I think I can. I think I've been pushing myself enough to, weather those storms and then get out and, do something, because the guy got tired, gassed out. Like for Garrity and I were rolling, I felt Garrity after 2.5 minutes of being stuck in his triangle, he had to let go. His legs couldn't, that's it. And then I'm able to pass and start working my game. But, oh,
Come on,
nice.
Garrity. God damn it.
Garrity's not used to the gi, he's
That's
not a
true.
gi player.
No, I know.
He's a no gi guy. I mean, and he's, he tried to go for his legendary darts from like half guard, like
Yeah.
and it's like
It gets caught in the fabric.
It gets caught in the fabric. You can't get it off. So.
It changes things up, especially with the head. Especially like I'd say guillotines are like one of the biggest things.
Yeah.
Guillotines and like rear naked chokes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like it's hard with the collars and stuff. But
What do you train mostly?
I mean, when I first started, I did mostly like all gi, and like kind of like I was explaining to you before, it's kind of like I feel like it's almost like learning guitar first before you learn bass, right? Because like once you learn bass and then go to guitar, it's not as easy as like a transition. So it's like when I took the gi off, I was starting, when I started doing no gi and stuff, I was starting to get like these modified grips and stuff like that. It's so to answer your question, I do prefer training in the gi. I think it provides more of a technical role where you can like control, and it's more of like a chess match. Whereas I feel no gi, it's a very athletic game where you're kind of going tit for tat as far as athleticism and trying to win in the scrambles and trying, because so it's like I like both a ton. They both have great aspects of it. The leg locks of no gi, the control of the gi. But like if I had to, like most of my super fights, like I usually put like a gi as my preference. It just is, I just prefer to roll in the gi and have like a technical match like that.
You like the submission only rule set, but you like it in the gi, right?
Yeah. So, well, no, I like submission only whether it's gi or no gi.
Right.
I mean, I still respect. Like I think that you should do all tournaments, right? I think everybody should be an all-around grappler, winning, going out and doing all these different rule sets. Because in the end of the day, if you're a good grappler, it doesn't matter what the rule set is. If you can go out there and submit the guy, you're gonna win either way, right? So it's like, but then again, when you get to that high level and it's like such a chess match, like when you're watching like the IBJJF matches and stuff, like guys are losing, traveling out to California to lose by an advantage. I mean, you know what I mean? It's just like, it's the game, and you respect the game. And I think IBJJF, has a great rule set for what it is. But I think overall, I would not even say EBI because I'm not a huge fan of like the 3 overtime thing. Mm-hmm. I like the modified 1 overtime that they've been kind of doing in the local tournaments. They do like 1 overtime, backer, spider web, and then whoever gets the first, or just 1 round at it. And I think, that's a good way to do it, unless like you have like an event where it's like the main event, you want to do 3 overtimes, fine. But like, like Sub Spectrum that we did, that was like 3 overtimes for everybody. So it's just like, and then the first overtime, he literally called it after 10 minutes because this guy had a body triangle on for like literally 10 minutes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he just
it's supposed to be just. I thought in EBI they cut it off after 2 minutes. Like that's the most ride time you can get.
I don't think so.
Really?
Really?
No, I think it's.
It just goes and goes and goes.
Time, yeah, ride time's right
Oh,
time.
I'm pretty sure. Actually, I'm pretty sure it's just the right time just goes and goes. I might be wrong about that, but from what I've seen, yeah.
But I like fight to win.
Fight to win.
I like the 3 judges.
Yeah,
but the reason why Eddie Bravo set it up for 3 overtimes is because he said if there's only 1 overtime, guys are just going to concentrate on collecting as much ride time as possible in that 1 round.
Sure.
But if they have 3 rounds or whatever, guys are going to go for. They're more likely to go for submissions, and that's the whole premise of what he's trying to do. More submissions.
Yeah, I understand that. I heard that. I think you guys actually talked about it on one of your podcasts before.
Yeah.
I think it was like with the Mike Sim or whatever. I think you guys were talking about that.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but like I said, I think the fight to win rule.
It does take forever though.
Yeah, it takes a lot of time. But I think 3 black belts watching a match. If 3 black belts, I think that's definitely enough. That's what I think.
Yeah,
I think unless it's just like the thing about fight to win though is it's like it's so subjective, right? Like I've seen matches where guys will pass the guard, mount, take the back, but the other guy goes for like 2 half-assed Kimuras and they win the match. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So it's like. It's kind of subjective in that sense, where it's like
it's still new,
right?
I mean, it's still
yeah, definitely. It's still new, but it's like,
I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? It's like it's still kind of subjective as to like, okay, well, I mean, yes, go for the submissions and stuff, but if you've clearly been outclassed and outworked,
exactly,
but you went for a couple submissions that might have been close. I mean, are you giving him the fight because you're encouraging the submissions, or I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So.
Yeah. Speaking of fight to win, we've got it on here in the office or in the studio. And Christian Winmancy's on right now. He looks like he's working an arm bar.
Is this
live right now?
Bicep slicer. This is live.
Arm bar.
Is this in Philadelphia?
Yeah.
Oh, Frank Rosenthal's on tonight, right?
Mineko's on tonight. He's the headliner.
He's the headliner, yeah.
Oh, I thought that was tomorrow.
Well, look, this turned into a fight companion, I guess.
Damn, dude, I guess so. And Lovato's fighting tonight,
Lovato's fighting on Bellator.
So we might have to turn that on, too.
Yeah.
This might be a long podcast.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down, dude. I got.
So Blake, how was that Sub Spectrum?
It was good. It was a really good tournament. Jordan ran a great tournament. I went out there with my buddy John Ponarelli, who's one of our. He's actually a good friend of mine for a long time. I got him into jiu-jitsu, and he's one of our teammates. We went out there. It was good. There was a 155 bracket and a 185 bracket.
Okay.
The Thursday before, I was rolling with one of our black belts, Simon Park, and he went for this Estima lock. I was kind of playing like a half guard knee shield, and then he went for an Estima lock on the top leg, and I started to kind of almost roll out of it, and then it just popped before I can even do anything. So I had, but that was like my good ankle. That ankle had never had any issues, so I popped that ankle going in.
Wow.
And it kind of messed with me. I had an off performance. I didn't win any of my matches, but it was still a good experience nonetheless going out there.
What does that mean? Something Sub Spectrum? No. Or is it just
I got to fight Jason Rao, who won it all, who's the Matt Serra black belt. Super legit, dude. Yeah, he was. Very, very solid leg lock entry. He's just really good grappler overall. Yeah, and then Quentin, what's his face, was there. He was on one of the EBIs, I think, one of the middleweights. He had like the green hair.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool, man. And that was in what town was that in?
That was in good old Waukee, Iowa.
Nice. Nice.
A nice 5-hour drive that we turned into 4 because we were going like 110.
What's your next fight coming up?
Well, I'm going down tomorrow to New Breed. I was going to have a super fight at Wanderlust, but I guess they never got back to me on a match. But I know Jeff Serafin's fighting.
Yeah, Jeff's fighting.
Yeah,
right.
he's going to be fighting Mike Bugnick, who's the head of Alpha is run by Alex Embry, who's under Mike Bugnick.
Under Mike, yes.
And he fought Alex Embry at the last Wanderlust.
Right.
So now he's fighting Mike Budnick on that. And tomorrow I'm going to be going down to coach my buddy John Ponnerly. He's going to be doing New Breed.
Okay.
And last time I paid up front to go down there, and there was like one blue belt in the no-gi advanced division, and I was just like, okay, well, that was kind of a waste of money. So I'm going to go down there and see how big the brackets are, and then if depending on how my body's feeling, I'll jump in.
Yeah, that's that Grapple for Greg charity, right? The Wanderlust.
Yeah, the Wanderlust. There's an open mat there at noon if you guys. It's
Where's it at?
all the way out in fucking Woodstock,
It's
Illinois.
in Woodstock,
yeah,
right? Yeah.
And they allow heel hooks in the gi,
Yeah,
right?
they do allow heel hooks in the gi.
Okay, yeah, that's
Grayson
really-
Christian is the guy that runs it with Dan Hart, and they kind of have this partnership going. And they do, for all belt levels, they do pretty much all submissions. So gi, all reaps are allowed, all heel hooks are allowed, gi, no gi. And that's kind of the rule set that they have. I think Jeff won his last match against Alex in the main event.
That's right.
By heel hook as
Yeah.
well.
That was an elevated stage too, right?
Yeah, super elevated. I fought on
Yeah.
that card too. It was
high,
yeah,
right?
super,
Yeah, I noticed
super
that.
elevated. Yeah, that was a good time though. It was a pretty well run tournament.
Yeah.
And it was good though. So yeah, that's they do heel hooks in the gi.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. I mean, do you train that?
So me and Jeff, we in some of the upper belts at Evanston, we do heel hooks to each other in the gi. I don't do it when I go to other schools. I don't do it, to people that come to our school unless like we have like a discussion about it, because it's like pretty taboo to be doing heel hooks in the gi.
What
and
about
stuff.
reaps?
Reaping, I'm pretty sure we don't, nobody's really gonna call like reaping unless like you're like doing like an outside honey hole where you're kind of like just putting so much inward pressure that the guy is like, what the hell's happening to my leg? But
Right.
most people there have the awareness, and we're not as strict about reaping, but
Yeah.
it's not even that like we're gonna tell people they can't heel hook. It's just a lot of like the lower belts, like they're training for specific rule sets, and like
That's the thing. I think it's more. It's less taboo as far as like you won't be able to walk out of here if you start doing that kind of
Right.
stuff. And it's more like, where can you use it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Unless
Sure.
you're doing a super fight for Wanderlust, I mean, like, where else
Right.
are you going to heel hook in the gi?
Yeah.
Let's not. Train.
I feel like it's going to become more popular because I'm pretty sure like back in the day, like they did heel hooks in the gi, and like I'm pretty sure they did neck cranks and all that stuff based on what Jeff was telling me, some old stories about
really?
how some of the old tournaments that they did, it was just like they'd be like these guys would be driving forever to just go do this like little tournament out there, and like the tournaments would have slams, like neck crank. I mean, I don't know for sure, but
Right.
based on what I've been told, that's
Yeah.
so. But like our school, like at Fit-to-Defend Jiu Jitsu, which is in Libertyville, which is where I train most of the time. I train out at Jeff's, a couple times a week. I try to go to the Friday open mat, but we all do heel hooks in the gi there.
Okay.
So that's kind of like our gym. Everybody's aware of it.
Right.
If we have a visitor coming in, we tell them like we tell them up front, like, hey, like our school does heel hooks, but don't feel like obligated to participate in that if that doesn't make you comfortable.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. We
It seems so silly to me that this whole thing even exists.
yeah. I mean, it's
right? I mean, isn't it kind of a little bit silly?
Not really, because, well, I mean, like, for instance, IBJJF, like,
Right.
So when training at Mineko's, I mean, he's like he's not like anti-footlock. He's I don't want you to give up 2 points.
Right.
Like, like if he knows the IBJJF really well. I mean,
Sure.
he wins everything in that shit, and he refed forever,
Right.
So I'm going to listen to him as
course.
far as that goes.
I just think it's silly that's even like so taboo. Like, oh, don't heel hook in the gi. Don't.
Yeah.
I just think it's silly. That's a conversation has to be had.
Well, what he's
Why
saying.
would you like for schools that are just training to win the IBJJF and Chicago Open and Worlds and stuff like that? Why would they? They can't ever use it. You know what I mean?
I think you should still know it. I still think every school should train heel hooks,
I
train
kind of
knee
agree
bars.
I agree with both of you in a sense. I think you guys are kind of
because it's jujitsu.
Right. It is
It's
jujitsu.
the way it
but-
is. I mean, you
but,
can't take away an arm bar. Like, okay, no arm bars. It's another part of the
But, like,
body.
if you do wrestling,
it seems silly. Like
horrible
I can,
example,
I can
but-
break your arm, right?
Yeah.
But I can't break your knee. But I can break your arm. No problem.
I mean, you could knee bar me.
I can break your wrist. I can wrist lock you to death, right? No problem.
You're training for a rule set.
You're training for a rule set.
But what is the heel? Why is the heel hook so fucking taboo? Why is just that move?
Because a lot of people don't familiarize themselves with it, especially like, you know, like if you notice like a lot of like the old school, like, you know, some of the old school black belt bouts, you know, like they don't like to do it because they've seen a lot of bad shit happen, you know, over the years, like where people will move into the heel hook and they don't know how to defend them properly,
Right.
and that's where you run into the danger. And you also run into the danger where guys don't realize the power of the heel hook and they apply them too hard.
Sure.
So I totally get where they're coming from, as far as like white and, you know, even low level blue belts not doing heel hooks. That's why like at our school we make it a point to really go over and really emphasize like the true power of the heel hook and like the entries, and like, you know, if you feel somebody turning into it, like go, you know, like we make sure to thoroughly teach them. But, you know, like if your school is just IBJJF and you're not going over that and you're just going to come in there and start heel hooking people, I mean, I personally like heel hooks. I think they should be trained. I agree with what you're saying, but like I also agree with what he's saying, because.
But is there schools out there that are just IBJJF schools? Those exist?
I mean, it's
most of them.
I mean,
really?
but they're like the biggest organization, right? Like if you're a world champion,
Right.
You're that's IBJJF. Like you don't have to say IBJJF world champion. You could just say world champion because
Right.
they're the biggest organization minus like
Agreed.
ADCC, right? So it's like you're training to be successful in one of the most recognized industry. So get really good at this rule set. Like, you know, like to be a wrestler, like you got to get good at the wrestling rule set. Like, well, it's like, well, in a real fight, you can get hit, you can get like choked in jiu-jitsu, stuff like that. They're like, okay, well, yes, that can happen in real life, but we're training for wrestling. We're training for this rule set.
Right.
So it's like almost like a different, like, you know, type of jiu-jitsu where it's like we're training for this specific realm of jiu-jitsu. So this is what we're going to engage, and everybody in the school kind of agrees upon that. And obviously, if you don't like that style, you just go to a different school.
Right.
Right.
But
So
I mean, I've visited a lot of schools already in Chicago, a lot of our guest schools. I haven't run across any that are just like I'll put in quotes, IBJJF, like that's it. That's all
of them.
No, they're
Except
not all.
for 10th
but
Planet.
They're all doing stuff. I mean, they're all doing like
Other shit too.
right.
Right.
They're not just concentrating on just guard passes and points. No, that's not.
But
all
what
they're
is the
concentrating on.
tournament that
Everyone's working for that tournament.
Yes.
Agreed. Yes. But I just think that heel hooks, any kind of knee bar, any kind of like foot lock, steamer lock, needs to be taught, just like a wrist lock. I mean,
agree.
when a wrist lock comes on, it's fucking scary.
Yeah.
Now it's usually only come on by black belts. It's only people who have done wrist locks with me are black belts.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
But if you've never felt a wrist lock before, and that black belt,
It's scary.
it's fucking scary.
yeah, it
Super
feels like
scary.
your wrist's about to just
Right.
snap,
You don't know what to do.
and it's usually pretty quick.
So now I put that in the context of being a white belt, and you're going against maybe a blue purple who knows heel hooks, and he puts you that heel hook. It's scary. Agreed. But you're gonna tap. You're
Right.
gonna know, and that guy is gonna know how far to go.
Hopefully.
Easily, Andre or any of those black belts can just snap your wrist, and that's that. Right or wrong? Right.
Right.
If he wanted to, but they don't. They apply it at a certain pressure where you're gonna tap, give you time to tap.
Yeah.
And I think the heel hook
Dude,
could be the same
against
way.
heel hooks. To me, they're not taboo. I'm
They're
just
not.
saying,
I
like,
just-
why would you train for them if you're trying to win this over here?
Agreed.
You know
there's
what
a
I mean?
time and place to train
Yes.
for it. And right now, if we're like you and I are training for this, we're not going to sit there and concentrate on
course.
heel hooks. It's ridiculous.
I agree with me.
I died
So-
for every time you said that.
Womanzi was.
I
he
didn't
just
even
went?
see it. I didn't even see the
Yeah, but
the-
why would he be like further back on the card? You know what I mean? Isn't he like a main event guy?
He's he was the one against Kyle Terrell last
Right,
time.
right.
But these are all black belts, so he's up there with the other black belts. Yeah. I mean, Andre's headlining the card.
Right. I thought that was Saturday, man.
I'm pretty sure also Frank Rosenthal, who's one of the Danaher Death Squad guys I think is fighting out tonight.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
Speaking of Danaher Death Squad, you're having a couple of those guys over at Fit to Defend soon, right?
Yeah, Matt Kaplan, who I believe is John Calistein's coach or his buddy. I'm not 100% sure, but John Calistein, I know for sure he's been winning a ton of stuff. Really, I mean, he's like, I think he walks around probably like 55, 45.
Wow.
Small, stocky, strong guy. Excellent leg lock game. Like those Danaher guys all have.
They do.
Really. I mean, I don't know what they're doing over there, but I mean,
just that.
Yeah, well,
Just
it's not even that though, dude. Like they've got a great back control system.
They do.
Yeah.
They have, I really like the way John Danaher philosophy kind of goes, and it's like, if you're training for IBJJF and stuff, like if you're gonna fall back, it's always like, okay, do I pass the guard or do I fall back for the leg lock?
Right.
And I think the correct answer to that is like, well, you take what you get, right? So it's like if the guy is giving you his leg and like it's clearly like just dangling there, go for it. But if you're an IBJJF, like I'm not going to fall back for a leg lock unless I'm winning by like a significant amount of points because you're just giving up the sweep, right? So it's like passing the guard is definitely really important too.
For sure.
But it's like I feel like these guys are focusing on the no-gi, sub-only, sometimes no time limit. So it's like
another room of guys that are just specifically training one rule set.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sub only.
And Danaher guys, that I'm sure, like I know Gordon Ryan was talking about how he'll eventually put the gi on, but right now he's trying to specialize in no-gi and doing these like sub-only events and stuff like that. I mean, Gary Tonin, I believe, was a world champion at brown belt along with Gordon Ryan as well. I'm pretty sure they were both world champions. I think Gary Tonin did it by his Monteleo, just crushing people's necks / jaws, mostly probably jaws.
Yeah.
Right.
Just squeezing the crap out of people. But, those guys, like, they're legit. I've been to Eddie Cummings' seminar. I've been to Gary Tonin's seminar. Very knowledgeable guys. I got to
We were at the same seminar together, right?
Which
Eddie Cummings?
Eddie Cummings, at Rio.
Yeah. It's good.
And then I got my wrist broken by by Pete the Greek after.
Greek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he break your wrist for real?
No. I'm just joking around.
Yeah.
He was just demonstrating. Like, so Eddie Cummings at the end was like, Pete, so show me your wrist lock game. What do you got? And then he just like calls me. He's like, hey, come over here. I'm like, okay.
Oh no.
So he's like, all right. So he puts me in his closed guard, and meanwhile he's shirtless after training. So he's like,
because I just rolled with him.
Yeah. And so he's like, put your hands in my armpits. Like that's how we first started. I'm like, okay. So then all of a sudden he's like, all right, look at this. And then like he kind of like goes to the side, and then like the most typical kind of Carlson old school guy, just like even though we're drilling something, he's gonna put it on hard, right? So he just puts it on, like tap, and he's like don't tap sorely on this one. And I was like, dude, like my wrists are killing me. Yes. Eddie Cummings wasn't even looking at the technique; he was just looking at me like, "Are you okay?"
It was crazy because he had him like it would everywhere you'd move, he would just wrist lock you, like it was bam, bam, wrist lock. It was like it was really
right.
But he's got that like he's just a brute, man. Pete the Greek. I've never actually rolled with him, but like
it wasn't fun when I rolled with him. It was not.
Yeah.
Luckily, I was like loose from rolling with
and he's
Octavia,
got a bad back.
and because he just put a clinic of just passing and throwing me around, like just.
Oh yeah.
Did he wrist lock you too?
No, he didn't wrist lock me, but he just. Oh, maybe he did.
Have you checked out the podcast that they've released? I haven't
No,
checked it
I've
out
not
yet.
checked it out.
Him and Jeff Glover.
Yeah, I don't think they released
Greek,
an episode.
Glover and the
yet,
Greek
though.
podcast.
They said they like recorded 2.
Did they?
But
Okay.
they didn't release them yet or something.
You
I
follow
don't know.
him on Instagram, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I never know
great.
where he's at. I always see
I
he's
don't think he
either in
does either.
Mexico. I don't know where. I'm like, is he in Chicago now? I can never really get a handle on where.
You talking about
is.
Pete?
Yeah.
Pete's out in California right now.
Is he in California?
Yeah, he's with Jeff Glover.
Because sometimes it looks like he's like Tijuana. At
No,
some point.
no.
Am I right?
It's not far away.
It's not far
He's
away.
usually like in a restaurant, just making faces and Instagram selfies, and
Right.
just like.
Oh, he's great.
He's a riot though, man. He's a super legit black belt. I know a lot of guys that have been training with him. And fought one of his guys at one of the recent Fight to Win pros too, and they're just a solid squad of guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, he promoted a lot of black belts before he went on this hiatus. He promoted some of these guys to black.
Yeah, Alberto Rodriguez. I think his name's Mondragon. I'm not. That's what they call him. I don't know.
Okay.
We got to have someone from that gym in here.
He promoted someone on Instagram. I think he was like, "Hey, shout out." I'm not.
Did he really?
I'm pretty sure. Like I remember, he was like, "Yo, bro, like he's like, yo, promote, give yourself a black belt, man. You've earned it."
No
like,
way.
like
great.
I'm literally probably about 90% sure that happened.
That's so great.
Like I almost want to pull up his Instagram just to see, but like I'm pretty sure he did.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Which I mean, like
I'll allow it because it's Pete.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
like it's not to say that the guy didn't earn it or anything.
Right,
It was just
exactly.
kind of
It was
just like
just
the
like a
guy's probably
bizarre
just
promotion.
like guy probably gets tagged in a post just like, oh, I just got my black belt. You
Shit.
know, just like, oh, excuse me.
Oh yes, the power of social media.
Yeah, man, it's crazy.
It is great.
Yeah, these Fight to Wins are really entertaining.
They're fucking great.
Yeah, I've loved
really
competing on Fight to Win. I love their
Yeah.
their staff with Seth and Missy and
Yeah.
everybody. They put on a good show. They treat their fighters well.
And they're only getting better and better. Like from the first show to
oh,
the,
dude,
just,
especially like the night before at the weigh-ins.
Yeah.
Like everything, like I was just they had everything down path. Like from the first time I was on Fight to Win Pro, I think it was 13, and they came back at 33.
Yeah.
So there was 20 of them before
Right.
that. It was amazing how much they've sharpened up
They
their
sharpened
system.
them up, yeah. Yeah.
They know what they're doing. We were relatively in and out of there. Fighters are paid. You know, Team No Sleep for sure for them.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they're killing the game right now.
Yeah.
They're doing really
I'd
well.
love to get Seth on the podcast too next time they're in
Yeah,
town.
yeah, you should, man.
It's coming in October.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I wanna try
that's
to
the next
get
time
on
they're
that.
coming out here.
I hope I can get on that one because if it's at the end of October, I'm doing that Kumite
Are you?
out in Texas. Yeah, the one that Matt Paul and John Mejia
Oh, yeah,
just did,
yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
with Bruce Kumite,
Yeah.
the number one hated man, or was it the number 2 most hated man, or whatever the
Oh really? Why is he hated?
No, I'm just saying that's what he posts about himself because apparently he catches like a lot of shit, you know.
Oh,
I
really?
guess he's like a guy that like doesn't really train, but he's like trying to host this like elite tournament, so it's kind of got this like awkward sort of.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, Seth Daniels was like trolling him so hard. I know, like, because like he made a post. He was like, "Hey, who's the best person in this area?" And Seth Daniels was like, "Pablo Silva." He's like, "Maybe if you tried training jiu-jitsu, you would know something about it." Or like he said something like that,
wow.
just giving him so much shit. And
I mean, doesn't train that much, meaning what?
like meaning, I'm pretty sure he's just like a white belt.
Okay.
Yeah, and like I think his daughter trains a lot.
Yes. What's her name?
Cora, I think her name is.
Cora
right?
Sack, right? Is
Something
that
like
it?
that.
You should definitely be blue belt if you want to run a tournament at least.
Yeah,
That's-
I mean, or at least
does he own the gym,
or you can
right?
just Donald Trump it and just be a badass businessman. And
yeah,
just,
that's true.
Is it Ground Dwellers? Is that the gym?
I'm not 100% sure. No,
That's what it's called.
There's not a lot of money in jiu-jitsu though.
There's
I don't
not,
see like
sadly.
a
I mean,
businessman coming in being like,
yeah,
I mean, there is if you're in Abu Dhabi. I mean, there's
Yeah,
a ton
but-
of fucking money out there.
yeah, that's
pretty-
oil money.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not making money; they're giving money away
They're
it's a
giving it.
charity.
for entertainment
And
value.
entertain us, please, you Brazilians.
Right.
and then teach us afterwards.
Yeah, seriously.
Speaking of entertainment, are you guys watching this whole like press tour with May?
Oh my God.
McGregor. and
I watched
Mayweather?
it was just I watched a few minutes of it and I was like,
It's
this
getting
is-
hard to watch. I'm not gonna lie. So from
It's
the first
been
one
hard.
where they were in LA, I thought that was interesting because I don't really understand the whole boxing format. This is a thing. This is how boxing does it, right?
Right.
Like they have this like press conferences.
Yeah.
I didn't really understand like what was going on and shit. I'm like, so, and Dana White looks like he's gonna have a heart attack every time he calls out
McGregor. I know,
I'm
it's
like,
great.
dude,
I'm
chill
like,
the fuck out,
Dana's
man.
gonna die.
He's gonna fucking just his heart looks like it's gonna
He's
explode
like, I
out
make
his
so
chest.
much fucking money. I don't know what to do with myself.
Exactly. He's like, gamble it all away. But it's interesting. And then they're like walking back and forth and they're just fuck you, fuck. And just, it gets like the last one in Brooklyn was kind of like,
That one
I'm over
sucked.
it.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
so fucking over you guys.
The London one was good though. The last one, I mean,
No, it's Toronto. They're in London tomorrow or something like that.
no, that was today.
Oh,
that
I didn't see
happened
London.
already.
Oh, I
Yeah,
didn't see
that was a
London,
good
yeah.
one too. Yeah, it is getting old. It's a weird format. It's like
They
one
say
guy
the same
gets up
exact
there
thing.
and does a fucking monologue
Yeah,
basically, and
does a
then like
monologue.
puts the mic down, and then the other guy gets up.
Yeah.
And they fly planes together.
Yeah, right.
Did
It's
you hear
like
about that?
Definitely, definitely the UFC. Oh, really?
I guess I don't know if it's
They're in the
true.
same jet. I doubt it.
I don't know if it's a true article or not, but I saw it like on a lot of posts around.
So it's all
social media
bullshit
about
then?
it. It could easily be all bullshit, but if it's true, it's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's funny.
But it's bad, dude. Like
It's horrible.
Like,
I mean,
like Mayweather would just like say a couple things and then just like walk off and then like come back. I'm like, where's he going? Like,
Yeah.
it's
Hard work.
Hard,
Yeah.
yeah,
Hard
it's so fucking bizarre.
So
And
where
then
the
they
easy work at?
And then
Point
they-
to the easy
and
work.
then they have like the Showtime guy come out there and say like a monologue. Like, who the fuck cares
that
this
that
fucking
was
guy?
worth it just in itself. McGregor calling that dude a weasel.
Exactly. I
That was
do
the
agree
best.
with that. But it's just, why are those guys even
It's like
coming
maybe
out there
get your
and saying
check
anything?
first, Connor, before you start ripping into that dude.
I don't know. I think it's all.
I like the way the UFC
circus.
does it much better.
Yeah,
like you sit down, the press asks questions.
Yeah.
You know, both guys can interact with each other.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was stupid. The first one was stupid, where like they turned McGregor's microphone off.
Yeah,
it's like, wait, he can't respond to any of that.
But what's he
shit?
responding to? Nothing. Like the guy literally says nothing.
It's like literally WWE.
It's It's so exactly. It's
pretty
so
much what it is.
stupid.
Goddamn right. I love it.
It's so
It's like
ridiculous.
just let the fuckers fight. Or
Yeah.
just like
Yeah, and then what
I hate
happened?
all that shit,
What
man.
happened to the one in Brooklyn where all the bodyguards then surrounded Connor, and then Dylan Dennis was there and jumped out, and what the
Right,
fuck was
right.
that all about?
That was, I mean, Floyd apparently gave like the like go ahead to like you know start a pretend scuffle with McGregor's entourage or
Oh,
whatever.
is that what it
yeah.
was? So
And then yeah, it was like then Ariel Helwani like interviewed like McGregor's entourage, which was like Dylan Dennis and Artem, the Russian Hammer, and
Okay,
then
yeah.
like
Oh jeez.
Roddy, his striking coach and shit. And they're like, dude, we would fuck those juice heads up. We would throw them right off stage. Like, they don't know how to fight, you know?
Can't fight. You could tell those guys can't fight. They can barely get around. They're so huge. You see how
Oh,
like,
that's tough. Oh boy.
he's got no knee control.
I think that's finished though.
No.
I don't think so. He had a pretty tough bite there.
His knees are completely wide open. He's not even clamping down.
Yeah, but he had that honey hole.
Yeah, but you got to stay. You got to clamp down. Knee, always pinch your knees. Okay.
Actually, I'm pretty sure Danaher says you should never pinch your
Well,
knees.
he goes scissors. He does that scissor action with the
yeah.
knee, right? I still can't get that down.
I
That scissor
can't
action.
get it down either.
I
Like
need-
that
I need
wedge
that.
that they do.
Eddie Cummings said pinching your knees actually makes it looser.
That's what he said. I don't know if I agree.
I sometimes
mean,
pinch my knees too, but I mean,
I can't. I just can't do that scissor thing very well.
What
Like not as
Danaher says,
efficient.
if you're pinching your knees, you already lost the position.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. I don't disagree because he's the fucking man. But
Yeah.
I'm just saying right now, I'm not there yet to
Yeah.
do what they're doing. I need more time.
So take back your statement.
I take back my statement.
All right,
It's
dude.
legit.
Don't be giving off bad advice to the listeners, man. Sorry, I'm going to listen to John Danaher.
Yeah, I listen to John. Yes. But that guy clearly wasn't doing either.
yeah, well, that guy probably just lost because he almost just got subbed. Guarantee
He
you,
pro-
it's,
yeah, he probably
guarantee you
lost.
it's a unanimous
Blue-
decision for Red.
Blues. Oh, is he red? Okay,
Yeah, I
yeah,
think
red.
it's red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
Yeah,
how
right.
you end it.
There it is.
There you go. Are you going to the Eddie Bravo seminar tomorrow?
I will be attending Eddie Bravo's seminar tomorrow.
Okay.
Yes, I can't wait. I'm excited.
Are you? I want to go, but I'm unemployed and I'm not going to spend $100. I've already seen Eddie 3 times, so
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, I wanted to get him on the podcast. Apparently, he's flying in tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then flying out tomorrow.
He's cutting out even like I mean Eddie used to fly in Friday night, do the seminar Saturday,
Right.
and then fly out like an hour after the seminar ended. Like literally, he would like as soon as the seminar ended, someone would have to drive him to the airport, and he was on a flight like an hour
Shower
later.
in and out.
Yeah.
But he'd come in on Friday and we used to, we used to go to dinner or whatever. And then
Right.
You ever roll with him?
I've never rolled with Eddie.
No, I haven't either.
Never.
I think he's injured right now.
He's injured too. Yeah. I've
Now
gone to
he's-
HQ, other people, and then I got injured at HQ, so I couldn't
Did you
roll with
really?
him.
Fuck.
Fucking sucked. That was a terrible time. I couldn't believe that. Remember that?
I didn't go.
Oh, you weren't there. That's
No.
right. Sorry.
This looks just like the Chicago one.
Yeah, it does. It's a lot of lights. That is
Yeah.
a
They had-
fucking lot of lights.
They had way too much smoke last time.
They did. I totally agree with you on that.
Yeah.
So I
Blake
said, look
brought
at-
us candy.
Thanks, Blake. Yeah, can you actually? I'll actually
What do you
take some
want?
Starbucks.
We got a
Starburst.
Twizzler, Starburst,
I like
some
some
Sour Patch Kids.
Here, pass me the Starburst.
Starbucks.
Starbucks. I don't even drink coffee. But
So
I.
when did you get your brown belt, Blake?
I got my brown belt in last May. I think it was like May 23rd. That was it was actually an interesting situation. So our school, Fit-to-Defend, was originally under John Jack Machado, black belt, Scott Goddard, who was so he's been training judo since he was like 5 years old. Was on I think he did like some sort of like English national. He's from the UK, and he did some. Anyways, he's a monster, and he was.
Is he an
training-
MMA ref now?
No, I think that's Mark Goddard.
Oh, gotcha,
yeah,
okay.
no. Yeah, this guy. Yeah, he did MMA though, and he was a beast. so we were with them, and then his wife had some sort of thing with work, and she got relocated. So we were kind of like almost like the misfits of like, so we were just training with each other. We didn't really have anyone. This was like the transition between Goddard and before we found Jeff. And so we actually made an affiliation with Combat Base because one of our training partners, Mark Foster, is good buddies with Chris Howder. And Chris Howder came out to our school, and we got familiarized with them. So we were under Combat Base for a little while. And then he came out and gave me my brown belt, Eric my brown belt, and the guy Mark my brown belt. You know Eric Hayner.
Yes, of course.
You guys know Eric. Yeah. So Eric Hayner has been a training partner of mine since I first started. And he was, I think he had already been a blue belt already when I started. And he's always been a great training partner. So we all got our brown belts together, and then shortly after that, I mean, I think we had found Jeff Serafin, and then we, decided to get more of like a local affiliation, and then we've been under Jeff ever since.
Yeah.
But, and then Simon got his black belt too. And Simon Park was the one that gave me my blue and purple belt. I was under Simon for the, majority of my beginning career. And, he finally got his black belt, and I think he got his brown belt in like 2009. So he was just a brown belt. Like his brown belt was literally just like you should just seen it. It's like got like blue trim, like it's just completely faded. Yeah. Like there's like just 4 stripe marks just embedded into the belt. He still got it. Yeah. So he finally got his black belt after all that time, and it was a pretty cool moment. So, ever since then though, we've been under Jeff, and Jeff's been, awesome as far as teaching all of us, and like a really, really good like coach's coach kind of person.
Hell yeah. Jeff's the man.
Like he troubleshoots a lot of like the higher issues that we have, like as far as like, when he does this and this and this, like we go deep, and then, he can provide anything from, if our white belts have basic questions, really good details, to being able to help, like black belts essentially, good coach's coach is what we call them. So
nice.
So we've been happy, being the sloths. So that's been good, man. Jeff and I, we've been going out and just doing a ton of competitions, and just
you compete a lot, man.
Yeah,
dude.
Jesus, you compete a lot.
Yeah, I just been trying. I never did a competition until I actually got my purple belt. I did the.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, I did the IBJJF Spring Open, a purple belt. I had always wanted to compete, but I just never got around to doing it. Just being in school and stuff, and just kind of didn't really have the time to. And then I decided to start competing, and I enjoyed. At first it was taking some getting used to, because you got your adrenaline dump and you don't really know how to deal with it. You've got your performance anxiety and all that stuff. So it was, but like I like that though. Like I think that anything that makes you nervous, you should do, because if you do things that make you nervous, I think that's kind of how you grow as a person, right? Like you just gotta push yourself and constantly push your limits and do things that make you uncomfortable. So it's like I really enjoyed like what like competing taught me in that regard, as far as just like growing as a person, and just jiu-jitsu has been helpful all around, but as fact is the competing aspect of it has been tremendous, as far as like being able to like mentally conceptualize. And then like I made the jump from just doing like tournaments to like starting this whole fight to win super fight thing. And, that was a whole new level of, performance anxiety for anybody, right? Sure. Like you got like, you're on flow grappling, big stage, but the part that was comforting about it was that, all your buddies were doing it, right? Like, like everybody in the Chicagoland, like the cream of the crop, everybody, the circle. So we all kind of went out there and almost like did it together kind of, right? Like even though it was like in wrestling, like you go there as a team, but you have individual matches. It was kind of like, Team Chicago. I actually asked Seth, I think it would be a cool idea if like eventually they had like Team Chicago versus like Team Oklahoma or Team New York.
I like that a lot.
I asked him, and he said I would never do that.
Yeah.
Why?
I didn't ask him why.
I mean,
Seth Daniels, I guess.
Yeah.
He just said I would never do that, so I assumed he knows why.
Maybe logistically it would be kind of hard.
Yeah, I don't think they're big enough yet. Like I think once.
Well, because we've got like Andre's out there right now, right?
Right.
Mark Vives, he'll go out there to wherever.
Mark does a lot of them.
Yeah, he does a lot of them. So they headline all those different shows. So I think a matter of like a whole team. I think it'd be logistically kind of hard to match it all up.
Yeah, it might be kind of
everyone's
difficult.
got to fly on it.
But it's a cool idea though.
It's
right?
a cool idea.
It's a cool idea.
Dude, there's so many cool ideas, dude. I'm down for anything jiu-jitsu related. It's pretty cool to me.
Just do it.
Yeah, just do it. Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
Because I like the idea of like a league, like a jiu-jitsu league.
Well, that's what he's saying.
Yeah,
but like
no, I know, but like just within the Chicago community,
right?
You know, like we have like a pool table, like you have a pool league,
Right.
you know, for like
Sure.
billiards,
Mm-hmm.
and they go to bar, and everyone, you know, racks up
Yeah.
points, stuff like that.
There's a
Or
team
just
of
go
any
to
kind. Yeah.
go to like every gym, and you know the
Yeah.
top 10 guys from your gym fight those 10 guys, and just
like a Chicago All-Star team kind of
Right.
thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
Like it's like
Yeah.
it'd be like an
Gotta have
All-Star
tryouts and shit.
Yeah, you know, like I think that'd be
Some
cool. In a little bit, I probably will.
I'm just. Paul's hoarding all the snacks in front of him.
No,
He's just like
I brought it for you guys, man. You know, funny story actually. So I was gonna go. I told you guys already,
Yeah.
but I went to go pick up liquor for them, like either like beer or liquor or anything. So I go to stop at the Sicko around the corner. I go in there and there was no alcohol, no beer. I was like, okay, maybe they just don't sell beer or whatever. So I go to the Walgreens,
Right.
and you know, normally Walgreens has like beer and stuff like that. I go in there. I'm like, hey, do you guys sell like beer or liquor? I couldn't find it. And they're like, no, we don't sell any beer or any kind of liquor at all because all of our employees are underage. And I'm just like, I've never run into that before. I was like, so your store doesn't sell liquor, and like, how does the store even run? Like, who's in charge? Like, there's nobody over 21. Like, what?
That's
weird,
true,
right?
Yeah,
That's weird.
Like from a business perspective too. Like, how can you not like sell liquor? Or
Right,
beer?
right.
I mean,
That
like,
just
I
seems
think
like
that'd be
bad
a
business.
high percentage of sales, but I'm
dare
not
you,
sure.
Walgreens.
Yeah. I don't know. But anyway, like I was like, you know what? Like I was like, I asked the guy like, where's the closest place I can get some liquor around here? He's like, you know, told me some intersection. I'm like, I'm just gonna get him a fucking candy.
Appreciate it.
No, I mean, I'm not a big. I don't drink, so I
Yeah.
appreciate the candy.
Yeah, man.
I'm
for
game for
sure.
candy.
You going for some candy, dude?
I'm still rehydrating after that open mat. Like I don't
Seriously.
think I'm fully hydrated yet.
Yeah, it takes a little while. I've been ever since like I started my like weight cutting like really hard. Like it was like a year ago. Recently, I had been doing like this like it was like a gallon a day challenge, and then it just became like a lifestyle. So now I just carry around a gallon and stuff. You know, like I work at Medline, which is like up north, and it's like this big corporate company, and I'll just be carrying around like, you know, an entire gallon of water, you know, like, and like I'll go to like the little like it's like a wire of water, so I'll go and literally be in front of the water machine for like 3 to 5 minutes, just filling up my entire gallon every day, you know, because I reuse the gallons, and people are like, "Do you drink that much water every day?" I'm like, I don't think you realize like what I do outside of like, you know what I'm saying? You just like
Nobody understands.
I've always wanted to do that.
What's that?
Just like get in the habit of drinking a gallon a day.
it helps, dude. Just with like overall, like I've noticed like it helps with just your cardio. It helps with your like soreness afterwards. It's almost like it's like
more
WD-40
hydration,
for your body and your joints and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, just tons of
I
water.
do not
See
drink
that.
enough of water.
I don't drink enough water. I mean, that's the only thing I do drink is water.
Nobody does,
and I
dude.
still don't think I drink enough.
And that's
water.
why like people are like, oh, well, what if I just have a water bottle? I keep filling up. Well, like what happens when you start getting into like 4 and 5? Well, you start losing track. You know.
Yeah.
Right.
Then you're like, you look at like an empty bottle. Like I'm looking at an empty glass of water, and I'm thinking like if I had a huge glass of water, I'd probably drink more of it. But I'm
Right.
like, you know, oh, and then I have to go fill it up. You know,
Right,
and you start
right.
getting like that hesitation. Whereas I'm just like,
Exactly.
fuck it. Like I just
Yeah.
carry a gallon with me. Just got enough water for the day. You know exactly how much you've had.
And it just looks gangster.
Yeah, you just walk around with a
yeah, you're
gallon,
like, that dude is into
cauliflower
some
ear,
shit.
you know, just
Yeah.
like,
You know what I mean?
you know what I mean?
So do you wear like a suit to work and all that?
Well, so we do like business casual. So like I'll have
Like khakis?
like a khakis, like a nice pair of like black slacks,
Gi
with, like,
pants.
gi pants with some like nice shoes and like, you know, either like a dress shirt or like I don't ever wear like a full suit unless I'm going. I'm actually going on a 2-week work trip, so I'm glad I got to get on the podcast before that. But I'm going to Mexico for 2 weeks. We're going to Nuevo Laredo, which is not the nicest of areas. It's it's like one of like the cartel like hot cities.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
so.
shit.
So there's like we have to get driven around, and there's just like a bunch of military.
But
with,
why are you
like,
going there?
Assault rifles because Medline we have a branch out there, like a warehouse, like 1 million square feet, and we're going to do like a full on-site audit. So like inventory cycle counts, like all financial reporting, you know, like petty
do that
cash,
remotely?
payroll.
is there some shady shit going on over there? Is that why you're
Yeah,
doing it?
because
Oh, man.
like they're, you know,
Blake's going out there to
yeah,
bust him up.
Yeah,
man.
I can't get into like specifics because
Oh,
it'd
shit.
be like
Yeah, don't
for
do
sure,
that.
like confidential. But you know,
Damn.
there's you know just some issues because you know
Do you have to wear like a bulletproof vest and everything?
no, nothing like that. But they're
don't know,
like
what the heck?
last time I was out there though, like we were like I looked and there's a fence surrounding the building, and there were just like a bunch of people just like outside the fence just looking.
Like-
and I was like asking the guys like who they were, And they're like, oh, those are the cartel guys and like the gangs and stuff. And I'm like, well,
they know there's valuable shit.
Yeah, I'm like, they're right there, but on the perimeter of the Medline building, there's a bunch of security guards with assault rifles. So it's like
it's like a Walking Dead.
Seriously, dude. Like it was literally like at any moment, like it could have just been locked down, all out war.
That's crazy.
Fuck.
So I'm just sitting in there, just like I'm like, you really
being nervous.
I'm going through all this stuff. Like I have to walk over the border too, unless I want to wait like 3 hours for them to drive me. With the border's not too bad. Like the border's not, because they have a bunch of cameras and stuff like that. But like, I wouldn't like never in a million. Like they don't even stop. Like there's like I'm driving down the streets there and there are some red lights and stop signs that they don't even stop at. I'm like, wait, why didn't you stop? It's a red light. And they're like, you don't want me to stop there.
No shit.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
I'm like, Medline, you guys better appreciate this inventory count because we better find some shit or else I'm going to be pissed now.
Speaking of business casual, Zito had a good idea when that Instagram post came out of McGregor's suit.
Oh my god!
It says "fuck you" with the pinstripes.
I love it. I fucking love it.
Dude, so brilliant. Zito wants to have a gi made.
Yes, I do.
Oh my god!
Fuck yeah, I do.
Dude,
I want it.
Get like one of those rash guards. I know. I remember Matt Paul.
Paul said that
at the XFO. He wore
like the tuxedo rash guard.
No, I want a fucking gi, custom made gi. Fuck you, pinstripe. Whoever's out there that would like to supply that for me, just let me know. I'll pay whatever.
Hit up your guys. Very hard to submit.
You know what? Very hard to submit. I'm a little down out about them. So check this out. So I ordered a new gi. This is a while ago. I already have it. I was wearing it the other night. Remember you said, "Oh, it's a nice gi."
Yeah.
It says, and then it didn't come with a gi bag. So I'm like, so I hit him up. I'm like, hey man, do they normally come with gi bags? Because the other two I ordered came with gi bags, nice gi bags. He's like, yeah, they normally do. I'm like, well. The one I just got didn't come with one. Can you send me out the gi bag?
Right.
He's like, yeah, sure, no problem. A couple weeks goes by, I still don't have it. So I hit him up again. I say, hey, man, did you forget about me? Gi bag. He goes, oh, yeah, no problem. I'll send it out to you right away. I get it. But it's an A2. And my gi's an A0. So now I got this like oversized gi bag. And I'm like, what the fuck? Very hard to submit. Can I just get the A0?
That is horrible, man. I feel really bad for you.
You should.
Yeah.
Do you think I'm weird for that?
Yes.
Really?
I think you're super weird for that. I would never publicly say that. I mean, talk about first world problems.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I do when I get a gi bag? I throw it in the fucking garbage. I put my gi in the gym bag every day. Your regular gym bag.
I don't do that.
Normal
no, I use my gi bags.
Yeah.
I put it in the same gi bag comes out. Put it in.
Nobody does that, dude.
That's terrible.
That is that's the packaging it comes with. That's it.
That's it?
Yeah.
No, I use it. Although I don't like the War Tribe ones because they're plastic. It's really bizarre. So they're kind of
so weird. That's like
what?
I don't know, man.
I mean,
that's like watching a DVD, putting it back in the DVD case, and then trying to shrink wrap it again.
and
putting it back on the shelf.
That's so not
yes,
true.
Yes, it is.
No way.
Nobody hangs on to those. Do you hang on to your gi bags?
Like the
ones that come where it comes?
Yeah, because it's got straps. You can carry it on you.
I use it. I use that for like if I go to lift. Like if I'll bring like if I'm doing no-gi, where I don't have to bring this monstrosity of a bag for a pair of shorts and a shirt.
Right.
I'll use it for shit like that.
Okay,
but
gotcha.
But I mean, you could strap it on your back. You can wrap your belt around it. I mean, it's useful.
Right.
If you're just running off to the gym.
So your issue is that your A0 gi doesn't fit nice and snug inside the A2 bag.
A2 bag is ginormous.
It's
just all over.
There's
the place.
like movement in there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not a
you're like
fit.
20-foot walk from your car to the gym.
Exactly.
Way too much movement here.
It just looks ridiculous.
It's not like you're riding a hog to the gym every day and you need your shit to be secure.
Oh, there's Maneko.
Maneko's on.
Nice. He's fighting Jared Weiner.
Yeah.
He looks like a third degree. They're both third degrees, I think.
Yeah. Let's see how this goes. All right.
Oh, what the hell does that mean from the ref?
I don't know what the hell happened here.
I don't know what they did.
The time wasn't on.
Fight's over.
Oh.
Jared Weiner, did he fight in the UFC?
I don't know.
I think he did.
I have no idea.
Dude, he has all sorts of patched up on the back.
There's a lot of patches.
Damn.
Dude, Maneko had a really nice helicopter armbar.
Yeah, he
did.
did.
That was beautiful. And him and Brick had fight of the
Fight
year.
of the year.
That was a great fight, too.
Good fight.
I was lucky enough to be at both of those shows, fighting on the cards.
So these guys are...
Dude, I'm like, my heart is like racing right now.
Hell yeah, dude.
Fuck.
Yeah, it happens, you know, when someone you care about goes out and competes, you know, it's like...
I'm like in it right now.
Yeah, man.
So if we're really quiet, forgive us.
Yeah,
they're both standing right now. They're grip fighting. Neither guy seems like they want to pull guard.
No.
Yeah. They're both kind of wishing one person pull guard, I think. Because it doesn't look like they're actively trying to...
Andre's a
Ooh.
goes for the... Oh.
Andre's
Are they both black belts in judo?
Is it Andre?
Andre's a
is?
black belt, yeah.
Is he? I know my buddy Eric Hainer. He's working on getting his black belt right now.
Is he?
He just got his brown belt
He
in
just got his
judo
brown.
too.
That's
Oh, he did?
awesome. Mm-hmm.
It's awesome, dude.
I haven't seen him in a while.
Shout out to Eric.
Yeah, dude. He's a badass. Also shout out to Lauren. I told her I would tell her Lauren Crucera, it's her birthday today.
Oh, it is her birthday. I
wish her
saw
happy
that.
birthday.
I saw that on.
Dude, pick up the
Instagram.
guitar and sing her happy birthday, man.
I could play it.
Yeah. She trains out of your gym, right?
Yeah, she's out of Fit-to-Defend. Yeah.
I got to step up to you guys.
Yeah, you guys. We always have, you know, for everybody, it's always an open door policy, whether it be regular class or Monday nights. We have open mats up there and stuff. And same like Jeff's, you know, like come on by. We don't charge like any like mat fees or anything like that. We just want guys to come and train and have a good time. We got a lot of space up there too. We just got a whole new thing of mat space that we never used to have before. So,
Nice.
you know.
When's your open mats?
So we have open mat on Mondays starting at 7, 7:15, 7. And usually like it's either me or Scott that'll run that. And it's sometimes like I'll do like a competition open mat where like we'll start off with doing just a bunch of like different movement drills.
Okay.
You know, kind of like open-ended drills where it's just like pass, guy recovers, you know, or whatever it might be, just to get kind of warmed up and get the heart going. And then, you know, we'll do some sparring after that.
Nice.
But yeah, Monday nights are good. And then Tuesday and Thursdays we have our late night all level class that starts at 7:45, which is anyone can come to as well. This is a very awkward stand up fight.
Yeah.
It is.
Looks like they're foot sweep. It's a full guard.
Full guard. But
Okay.
Andre likes full guard.
No 2 points.
Andrew's got full guard. So they were standing for what, 2.5 minutes?
Yeah.
Oh, he's chilling.
Yeah, you'll
Yeah,
notice Andre does this like he just like stops. And then
So what is going on here? He's got his hands behind his head.
It looks like Andre's trying to keep his legs kind of heavy.
He's napping a bit.
Yeah, he's taking a breather.
well, that was
Honestly, dude, like those stand up engagements are pretty tiring.
they are.
You know,
It's a
because
lot of gripping.
you're using your entire body. You're trying to take another person. You're trying to throw someone that's trying to throw you. You know.
And
So I think Beneco's trying to get him to...
Well, this guy's trying to do the underhook smash
more-
from closed guard, which is
he's
some guys are good at it, but it's like I find it pretty difficult. You have to like put your head into their like chin and their neck, like your forehead and shit.
are they close in age? Because or is there a big age difference?
I don't know.
Is that Piahi yelling in the background?
Perry's not there.
No, he's not there. Oh.
I think it's funny, Pi.
Yeah, I feel like that.
Like Hobbert.
Yeah.
Or like I'll be joking around my friends, just like any word that's like an R, just put an H. And
Yeah,
like
it's the best, is
Hanato
it?
style. Hanach.
Oh, that's gonna hurt.
That's Geburn. Geburn's the worst, man. Like
It
when
is.
you get in the shower.
There's some fucking geese that are just super shitty.
You ever go to like
Adidas.
Adidas. Yeah,
Adidas
that's
geese
right, you
are
were
just
saying
like
that.
fucking sandpaper.
I didn't even know Adidas made geese.
Yeah.
What are they like kimonos for Taekwondo or something? Like
It's like sandpaper. I mean, it's
Reebok should start making.
Oh my god, can you imagine that? Geese?
enough already. We don't like you, Reebok. Go back
Unless
to
you
your
want to sponsor the podcast,
tennis or
then we'll
something.
love you.
Yeah.
I just don't understand like the UFC's logic. Besides, like I guess the upper management must have just
Well,
gotten.
isn't it coming up? Wasn't it only like a 6-year thing?
I don't
How
know.
long have they been around? 4 years already.
At
now,
least
right?
4, probably.
Has it
It's
been
got to be
4?
coming up for
Renegociation.
renewal.
I think it's bullshit for the fight, dude. I still say this like the risk reward for MMA is just not worth it, dude.
I know Dana wanted to clean it up quite a bit.
I don't disagree with cleaning it up.
But let the fighter like bring in Reebok and Nike and
But at
someone
least-
else, and then have them have bidding wars for each fighter. You know what I mean?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
And then the fighters will make more money, and you'll still get that clean look where there's brand recognition that's so fucking important to Dana. dip my car won't be on the back of someone's shorts and stuff like that.
I don't think it was a decision that was made in the interest of the fighters whatsoever.
No, not at all.
No.
You know what I mean? So it's like I think a good promoter and a good organization takes care of their fighters, you know, especially guys that are doing, dude, I mean, like I said, dude, the risk reward of MMA is just brutal, man. Wow. There's a minute and a half left of this match, and I feel like we haven't really watched anything.
Yeah, this guy's trying to pass Maneko's guard.
See, like, okay, think about this. Like, this kind of fight is perfect. Why fight to win rule set might not be like the favorable one, because it's like whoever gets the win in like this kind of a match, like
he can't pass his guard.
Like he got a takedown, right? So you had to kind of consider that all with all else equal. He got a takedown. Look at this. Like, this would be an advantage.
So far, that's going to win him the match.
That would be an advantage in IBJJF.
Right.
So.
Kid's got tough pressure.
Yeah, he's putting the pressure. Ooh, I always.
See,
Nico's getting up. He's got to go.
You're not just gonna pass Andre.
He's got to go, man. He's got to go.
You're not gonna pass his guard like that.
Yeah.
Look at. Oh. Of course, jumps guard.
It's one of the most dangerous things in jiu-jitsu.
Jump guard like that.
Jumping guard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you can slam and fight to win, can't you?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
But you learn pretty quickly that most of the time slamming just is worse for you. Either you're burning too much energy or you're making the triangle tighter or whatever it might be.
He wants it. Look at, you know what Andre wants to go for, right?
He wants to go for that helicopter.
Yeah, here it comes.
Man, I don't think it's gonna happen.
No.
Man. This guy's definitely this guy's watched this film for sure.
But he's so
damn,
fucking
that
good
beautiful. That side smash, like that's my favorite type of passing.
Yeah. I know. I felt it earlier.
Yeah, this is the type of match you get when guys are just so close, similar in skill set.
But that specific side smash right there, that's money.
Look at that. Still can't pass. Look at that. Fucking beautiful guard
recovery.
recovery.
I mean, now Maneko just lost the match, though.
Yeah,
he did.
You know
but
what I mean?
it was still, I mean, Maneko played his game, which is, he plays guard.
Yeah, he played a good match, but, you know, the other guy just accomplished more.
I mean, what can you do?
Watch it go to unanimous. Maneko somehow.
Right?
We just sound like a bunch of idiots. Like what match were you guys watching?
Right.
That was definitely a great fight. A great fight.
Yeah, unanimous for sure.
Maneko's always down the fight, man. That's fucking badass. Good stuff.
Yeah, that was
sweet.
That was a good fight. Was that can't have been the main event?
That was it.
Really?
The main event.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Put on Bellator. See if
it's probably over.
Lovato's fighting.
It's over already.
Is it?
I guarantee you that's over.
Yeah.
It's 10 o'clock?
Yeah. Well, the main events might be. Well, actually, I don't know. I don't know what. You could probably Google the results or just like go on Facebook. 'Cause I mean, Facebook loves to spoil everything.
What about Hickson getting his red belt, huh?
Yeah, man, that was really cool, man.
The
speech he gave was kind of confusing, but
well, you know what the thing is that he's not incorrect by that speech. He shouldn't get it till 65, 7 more years, and that's what he was basically saying. Listen, I'll put this thing in the safe for another, and then I'll pull it out, and then you know, I'm not sure who that was who came up to him. Forgive me, but and then the end, Horian's like, you get it because I say you get it.
Right.
And he's like, all right, fuck it. I'll take it.
Right. Yeah.
It's just so, to see someone that accomplished in jiu-jitsu.
it's crazy, man.
He's.
How old is he? Do you know?
57?
To be a red belt at 57?
It's fucking impressive, man.
You know what I mean?
But everyone agrees. Who's the best? Hickson. Everyone agrees. We're all agree. Hickson.
Holes was too the
Holes, yes.
the guy that passed away.
Yeah, he would have been fucking amazing. Yeah. Talk about the cross breeding, like that's what his thing was, you know.
Right.
Cross training, you know, learning from wrestling. But getting back to Hickson though, shows you how humble a guy at that age, at that level, everyone agrees he's the best. Yet he's still super fucking humble.
Yeah, but
nobody should be a fucking dick in jiu-jitsu if you have Hickson who's that humble. Like, you should, there's no way.
Right.
Like, we should never even hear about people being fucking cocky.
It's his life.
Like
it was a tough position to put him in. Like, he has to kind of like break his own rules to accept it, you know?
It's true. It's tough, but you know, there's reasonings that, you know, far beyond us to understand why they did that. You know,
but Hoyler was like, you know, he's like, no, you're definitely a red belt. Like, you had your yellow belt for 7 years.
Right.
I mean, like, so what does that mean?
Right.
You know,
exactly.
When he could have been promoted way sooner than that.
Sure. I mean, it was different back then. I mean, back then there wasn't really like a whole.
Who's above
wasn't
Hickson,
really
though?
it wasn't really thought out. I don't think back in those days, right? Like all the belt system and everything like that. Because when there was just blue at that, right? Wasn't there just a time when there was just blue?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think there was actually.
Really? Just blue.
Yeah.
That was it.
Because there's pictures of Elio wearing.
He loved the blue.
Yeah.
Blue was his thing. He liked his blue.
Like a white belt and a blue belt. That's it.
Yeah, I think the blue belt was a signification of instructor.
Yeah.
Right. And then I think the white belt was student. From what I.
Yeah. It's a but. I mean, fucking Hickson, red belt. Jesus Christ.
I think it's just at that level, it's not even like, is he worth it? It's more like it's more like they just want to be by the Hickson wants to be by the book.
Yeah.
Right.
Like there's like 7 years in between this, and it's only been this, so technically I shouldn't have it.
Right.
And he said, "I want to put it in the safe for 7 more years."
7 more years.
It's like I'm putting it on you right now.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, fucking awesome. I mean, he's just a fucking.
Dude,
legend.
he is the grandmaster, dude. You know what I mean?
Fucking legend.
Yeah.
How you deny that guy?
You can't deny it. Like watching his old fights with Vale Tudo,
Vale
right?
Tudo?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Vale Tudo. That was.
Yeah.
But they said he had like 200 street fights in Brazil. Like when
Well, I mean, dude, they had like the Gracie challenge matches. That
Yeah.
was like their thing, you know.
that's a lot of fighting.
Yeah, man.
You know, just get your coral belt after that.
But here's the
like
thing. Though.
immediately.
The thing is though, like those guys, like they knew jujitsu and those guys didn't. So it's like how hard were those fights really for him?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
True. Right.
You know what
back
I mean?
then,
Back then,
like,
it was just like.
But it was Brazil though. There was a lot more people that knew jiu-jitsu. It
But
was
it was
different than
Brazil-
coming to the States and just murking everybody.
Yeah.
But they were still able to. It was kind of like slapping
think
too. It
there's
was like
footage.
it was hand combat, right? They were hitting in the head. They were like
It was just fighting, dude.
Fighting,
Like,
yeah,
just
you're
straight up
straight
fighting.
up, straight
Like
up
kung
street
fu
fight.
guys would come and challenge,
Right.
and like it was just like the Gracie guys, like they would all either do like the front kick or like just
Right.
come in with the bear hug, and
Yep.
you
But
know,
there was
either
like
way.
tough luta libre guys that were challenging them. I mean, like I think
Yeah.
there's footage of Hickson on a beach fighting a guy for like
Yeah,
half an
that's
hour.
a big
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
You
right.
know, like so.
Didn't they? I think is that the video where like someone slaps him or like they slap each other or something, and then they're just like, all right, we're about to fight now.
Yeah, I don't know.
I guess
It's
that was
been
like their mutual agreement. Like, okay, you
years since
slap
I've
me.
seen it, but there was guys out there. Some of those fights were tough. They weren't all easy.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
Any
Oh, I'm
fight
sure. I'm
is
sure.
tough.
Yeah, I'm sure they're all tough, athletic guys, and they were brutal. But it's like the Gracies, like always. I think that's why they're like the way they are now is because they spent their whole life defending and proving to the world that's doubted them what jiu-jitsu really is, and you know, so it's like they've had so much to prove, and they've had so many people challenge them, and jiu-jitsu's won over time and time again.
Constantly.
So it's like, and I think now it's just starting to become like mainstream, and people are starting to realize, you know, after watching like UFC and stuff, they're like, okay, like people don't really understand what grappling is. They just kind of see it as like ground and pound, or like,
Yeah.
you know, like they don't understand the technical aspects of like how jiu-jitsu, like, you know, the chess game of jiu-jitsu, right? Like
Right.
people think of fighting and they think like, you know, they can go and train boxing and stuff like that,
Right.
which is, you know, perfectly fine
Sure.
if someone else is doing stand-up with you. That's what the game is. But like the second a grappler takes you down, man, like it's like a shark dragging you into water, man. Like it's their world at that point, you know.
It should be this, like jiu-jitsu should definitely be implemented in grade schools. 100%. I mean, I don't
some sort of
understand why
self-defense
some.
at least.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, you see those. I don't know.
But then they get the kids like all fighting each other at recess and shit.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah. I used to.
Can we just try it on a community? Can we just try it? Like, let's just take a community. Just let's see
An experiment.
Experiment.
Jiu-jitsu was my calling my whole life, man. Like my whole life, I grew up with my buddies, and we always used to just, you know, like beat the crap out of each other and horse around. That's what I call jiu-jitsu. It's technical horsing around. Essentially, you're just horsing around with your buddies, but like in a very technical way now. But it's like, you know, I felt like jiu-jitsu was always like that calling for me, because I was like super into WWF, and then I went into wrestling in high school, and I just never got what I was like looking for. I was like, this is fun and all, but like it's missing something. And I found jiu-jitsu. My buddy Jake Sorensen, he actually introduced it to me. He is a 6'6", used to be 330-pound man that got me started into jiu-jitsu. And, you know, it was like a similar situation with Aaron and Ryan, you know, like the little big kind of like phenomenon. And he, you know, I'd have to go to classes, and like they would, you know, teach something, and he'd be like, oh, you're drilling with me. And, you know, it was just like every time, like, I was just like, how do I do this to him? This is a massive person.
Right.
You know, but at the end, he became one of the biggest assets to me because he's like essentially the ultimate test, a really big guy that knows how to grapple. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, you know, like when a batter comes out in the batter's box and they're, you know, swinging the heavier bat, so that way when they go up to the plate, the bat seems lighter. It's
right,
like, you know, if you're going to be competing in a lightweight division, you just rolled heavyweights all week.
Yeah.
You're going to go into that competition, everyone's going to feel light to you.
Right.
Or really heavy because you're just fucking exhausted from defending yourself against heavyweights the whole time. But,
Yeah,
you know.
that's true.
But it is nice to have. It is nice to have big guys. We just had a big guy, Jason, who joined our gym. He was a collegiate wrestler his whole life. He's got like, you know, nasty cauliflower ears. He's like probably like maybe a little bit taller than me, but he's like 240, just stacked.
Jeez.
Like got a ball, like the bald head, just like super tough guy. And you know now he's, you know, getting into jiu-jitsu, and
It's always
you know,
nice to have one of those guys in the room.
Seriously. And it's like no matter what, he's always going to give you just a brutal roll. And like now I've been teaching him like how to translate his awesome energy, because he can still use a ton of wrestling. Because,
Sure.
You know,
And
but
your
like,
guys' wrestling is going to go up, too.
yeah, exactly. And
He'll elevate the room.
he teaches us some good wrestling, and you know he, like, you know, another really good asset to our team. It sucks to roll with him, but like, you know what I mean. At the end of the day, it's, you know.
But anytime you get a roll with a high level wrestler, high level black belt, high level, it just elevates your game.
Yeah.
Even if you're just getting smashed that entire time, your body is learning to adapt.
Yeah.
I can't stress enough, anyone out there listening that is like maybe a little hesitant about rolling with high level black belts or any, just, you got to do it, man. It's just worth it to get your ass kicked. It's fucking worth it. Yeah. I chomp at the bits to roll with anybody high level all the time. I have to do it because I like just to feed off that energy. It's just amazing.
It's universal to anything, right? Like whether it be like a board game that you play or like a video game, anybody that's like a professional or like incredible at it, you know, getting your ass kicked in anything by somebody who's really good is always going to be a positive experience. So it's like, you know, like I understand like avoiding like a fresh white belt that's just a fucking monster of a hurt human being who doesn't know what they're doing.
Right.
Like that is 10 times more scary than any kind of black belt.
For sure.
Anybody that has a black belt around their waist, I'm not afraid to roll with them.
Right.
No, you'll never get hurt.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like everybody knows their limits at that point, you know. And even I'd say even brown too, and you know, even some a lot of purple belts too, right? I mean, like I feel like once you get your purple belt, I feel like the transition from blue to purple belt is probably the most significant transition in jiu-jitsu, because essentially then you become a higher belt, right? Okay. Right? Because when you refer to higher belts, what do you refer to? It's like like purple and up essentially.
Yeah.
Like Fight to Win, purple and up.
Right.
You know, Wanderlust, well, they had some blue belts, but mostly like the, you know, purple and up. So it's like, I think the transition obviously from white to blue belt is obviously a very significant one, because you know, you become into the color, right? Like, you know, you go through that beginning grind, but then like the transition from becoming like I think the spectrum of skill, especially when you go out to compete in blue belt, is more diverse than any of the other. Obviously black belt is hugely diverse too, but like, you know, like purple, brown, it starts to become subjective as far as like skill then. But like blue belt, you could be someone that just got it, or you could be like a 6-year blue belt, 5-year blue belt, right? And it's just like, to become like that purple belt rank, I think is like I think a lot of people say that like once you get your purple belt, like the percentage of you actually like following through to get your black belt just increases absolutely significantly.
Most people quit after blue.
Right. Most people quit after, because it takes so long to get your blue belt. It's almost demoralizing for some people. And people that don't know anything about jiu-jitsu, it's like, wait, so you mean to tell me you've been doing jiu-jitsu for 3 years and you've only gotten one belt? It's like, yeah, bro.
Yeah.
right.
That's how it is, man. Because it's like, you know, you get your first stripe, and I remember getting my first stripe on my white belt, man, like it was yesterday. And it was like, it was so exciting, and I just got like, I fell in love with jiu-jitsu immediately. But then like when I got that first stripe, I was like, wow, like this is it was cool for me, man. And then getting the blue belt, and like when I got my purple belt, it was just like, how am I even here? Like, and then like got the brown belt, and I was just like, all right, fuck this. Like I don't even know what this means anymore. Like, you know what I mean? It's just it becomes a blur, man. But you know, it's like you put in so much time and grind, and like, but like I was saying, like I think the blue belt is the blue belt, or the belt where you progress the most as a grappler, and where you make the biggest transition if promoted properly, right? Like some guys, some blue belts, some people are just good grapplers right from the very beginning, and it's just a matter of time before they get like their purple belt, like, you know, like Nicky Ryan or something, right? Like, you know, like he just got his purple belt, and he just turned 16, right? When you turn 16, you're technically by the book supposed to get your blue belt, right? You know, but like he's Nicky Ryan, so he got his purple. You know what I mean? So it's like,
I mean, he's tapping.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Oh, it's completely like it's. I'm not disputing the fact that it's legit, but I'm saying like I know. But like I'd say generally over like majority of the blue belts that I've met, like once you get your purple belt, that's like that's a big transition. Everything after. I mean, obviously getting your black belt is the hugest transition when technically jiu-jitsu actually starts from what because I still feel like like there's just so much to learn still and like so much to master and so much it's like I train every day, but like I also work a fucking full-time job and like I'm busy on weekends and got to do like that whole life thing where, but like it's just working jiu-jitsu and basically eating food and trying to get as much sleep as I can. Like,
but there's people out there that are not even ranked that are just fucking killers.
Especially the Nogi guys, dude.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm over at 10 Planet last week Sunday, and I'm first time I put Nogi on in a long time, and I changed things up a little bit, Paul.
What'd you do?
Okay, so I went with just shorts. Okay. Mm-hmm. And rash guard. No spats.
No spats.
No spats. No
Proud
cup.
of you.
No cup.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay.
Very Danaher-esque.
Very, right?
Go to the store like that.
And I'm going to tell you now, I like it better.
All right.
So no more
You're
spats.
welcome.
No more spats. I'm retiring the spats. They're going to be in the drawer with the long rash guards. Long sleeve rash guards, that is. And yeah, I roll. It was a fucking great open mat, and I rolled with this guy from JD's place out in Joliet, and he was about 6'4", about $168, $170, and I'm like, okay, so we slap hands. His name's Tommy, and destroyed me. Like I couldn't get anything. Like I figure, when the guys are about 6'4", I can usually weasel my way in, get something,
6'4", 170, really?
Yeah, because they have a lot of space. They create space because they're so big. So I can usually kind of get in on them. This guy was so tight. Then he tells me he's an MMA fighter. I'm like, you're tight. So he would at will just choke, choke, gritty,
like
guy.
wrestlers, like
just beautiful.
Just the mentality is complete, like
it's totally
they're
different.
fucking savages. Like
savage.
Like we're out to roll. They're out to kill. That's
but but after the roll, I mean, it was a gritty roll, man. I mean, he fucking took it to me. He wasn't, and then the nicest fucking guy. He's like, oh man, I'm listening to your podcast. Whatever you need me to do to help. I'm like, dude, you're the fucking best. Like just the nicest guy in the world. But I don't even know if he's ranked in jiu-jitsu.
It's subjective, dude.
Exactly, it's subjective.
Like wrestlers don't have belts, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like a lot of grappling doesn't. It's just if you're a good grappler, you're a good grappler.
Exactly.
Like what's the difference? Like you got like the whole like the Sakuraba versus Gracie phenomenon, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like you've got like the catch wrestling side to grappling versus the jiu-jitsu side to grappling, and it's like, well, what's better? Well, it's like, well, I'm sure the correct answer to that is a mixture of both, right? To mix them up, but it's like you've got guys like Josh Barnett who are amazing catch wrestlers and also black belts in jiu-jitsu, and you see him pull off shit like when you remember when he did to Dean Lister? Yeah, and he fucking tapped him out with the like that Kisakatame headlock thing. Yeah, that was pretty brutal, man.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's
like, but that catch wrestling style with
and that's a choke, right, Blake?
I think that was primarily more of a crank. I don't think that
really?
that was definitely not a choke.
Because I've been hit with that before.
He was just putting so much weight on his chest and pulling up on his head.
Yeah. I've been putting that before, and I tapped to it, and it was a choke. It was like
there's a guy
crushing my esophagus.
Really?
Yeah, which is weird because there's nothing there. I mean, it's the headlock from the back.
Your own chest is compressing,
like
right?
collapsing. Yeah,
it's fucked up.
There's a guy that one of the I mentioned him before, the co-owners of Wanderlust, Dan Hart. He has a specific game where he literally like does whatever he can to get to that Kisakatame position, and he is just like super heavy from there, very hard like to deal with, and he'll go for that like near side armbar Americana kind of combo with his feet,
right?
But he puts so much pressure down, it's like as soon as he locks it in, it's like it doesn't matter if you have an underhook because he's controlling your elbow so well and putting so much weight down, and you're just your head is up off the mat, and you know what I mean. So it's just like your head's up, your elbow's off the mat, you're not going anywhere. It's uncomfortable, you're just like, get me out of here. But that's the difference though, man. It's like different kind of neck cranks from catch wrestling, like I'm all for all types of grappling, you know what I mean? Whatever works. I mean, obviously if you're training with training partners, you're not going to be a dick and go for shitty neck cranks and try to like hurt your training partners. Right. You always want to be a good training partner, but you've always got to have that competition arsenal. Yeah. Where you can.
Some guys count the taps though, man. They'll just kind of grab something and try and tweak it because, Yeah,
that's the thing, man. People do, I think Omar and I were talking about that after the open mat on Sunday, just about like, gym etiquette and counting taps and, the guys that do that. I don't know. I mean, I've never been anyone, I don't do it. I don't pay attention to it. I didn't know it was really a culture or a thing, but I guess it is a thing out there. Dude, man. People do it.
I mean, and I've had people come up to me, and I think you know who I'm talking about, but they'll say stuff like, "Oh, I tapped this guy, or I tapped that guy," and I'm always like, it's just so fucking embarrassing to listen to. Like, I'm just like humiliated for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you're talking about tapping a higher belt in a gym roll or at an open mat. Like, dude, that is the most pathetic shit I've ever heard.
Right, dude.
How do you know if that person is not working on something specific? How do you know they're not fucking injured? How do you know they didn't just roll 10 rounds before you fucking walked in and said, hey, let's roll, or what? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a million different things.
There's a lot of people.
If you tap somebody like in comp, go ahead and fucking throw it on Facebook if it means that much to you or whatever, but don't ever talk about gym taps. That's pathetic.
It's ridiculous.
Right? Yeah. No, I definitely agree. And like, it's a lot of people see that as a form of gauging progress or gauging how quote unquote.
Really? Because whatever rank you were, I just demoted you. In my mind, I demoted you.
Right.
But of course, that's how they
Yeah, you're right though. Yeah, that's what it is.
But you can't think that way. That's just ridiculous because it doesn't mean anything.
It's just people, like, especially like men. Like it's like one of the Mike Tyson quotes. It's like 100% of men think they can fight. Like 0.5% actually can. Everyone has that bullheaded attitude. Everybody wants to win. Right. Everybody, and especially for the guys that don't go out and compete, they don't have anything else to, So it's like, oh, I got, So it's like,
right. So
there you go, and that's brought to my point when Omar and I were talking about people who compete as opposed to people who don't compete. So, and I don't know, it was after we rolled, so I was kind of feeling a little euphoric. So, forgive me if I get it a little bit wrong. But Omar had really good points. And there is no right or wrong answer. People who don't compete, they want to do jiu-jitsu, they'll earn their blue, they'll earn their purple, get a brown, never compete. Then you got guys out there, world beaters, compete every weekend or whatever, earn their brown, earn their black, whatever. And then you're like, well, if you put those two guys together, are they the same?
Right? Not. What about a world champion blue belt versus like an average brown belt?
How do you
right?
Like a world champion from Brazil, guy's a blue belt, close to his purple belt, goes up against the guy who's been a brown belt for a couple of years, but he's been training for like 10 years with a full time. You know what I mean?
2 or 3 times a week. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, that's why I think like rank is just so subjective.
It is.
I think competition is very important because I think when you go out, win or lose, you're coming back to the gym and you're looking at it as like your practice mat, and you're focused in your training, and you're like thinking, because like a lot of times like they say like you fight how you train, and a lot of times in the gym you're kind of worried about maybe like being too nice when you're rolling with somebody, or you don't want to like maybe put knee to the belly, or you don't want to put too much weight on them, or be an ass because you're being a good training partner.
Right.
But like at the end of the day, like you got to have like those training partners that you can roll with, that you have that mutual understanding of like, we're both competitors, like we're training to get better. We're we're gonna go hard and we're gonna train because you have to get those rolls in, because you're not gonna just go out there in competition and magically just come out with this completely style of savage jiu-jitsu. It's like, and like, you can think like I'll just be a dick, I'll put my knee here and this, that, and that, and that. But just like anything, if you haven't drilled.
You gotta rep it.
If you haven't repped doing that kind of game, if you don't have any time to train like that, not only are you probably gonna gas in like 2 seconds, but it's just not gonna it's not gonna work. I think a lot of people have like this sort of like naive aspect that they think that when they go out there to compete that they'll be able to just kind of flip that switch,
right,
or whatever it is. The truth of the matter is like you have to flip the switch training 3 months prior and keep that switch on. You know what I mean?
With
It's
those
like,
training partners that
yeah,
are also competitors.
Exactly.
Like Vivas has that class, that comp class.
Right. Oh, I've been meaning to go back to that, dude. I've been to it a few times.
Yeah, and I heard it's like
it's amazing. He pushes, just hard cardio, hard drilling.
Yeah.
He just pushes you like we'll like one of the times I was there, we were doing groups of 3 and we were all cycling out. And the guys that were out, not only could you not sit down or anything, but you had to be doing burpees for like a minute.
Fuck, yeah.
And like that was after like the whole entire class, and it was just you were just so tired and everything like that. But it's important, dude, because unless you go and actually put yourself through that kind of like almost like boot camp style class, like you're not going to get to that level of toughness, dude. Like a lot of these guys are training full time to take your head off, man. You know what I mean? Like especially like if you got like super fights coming up where a guy is just studying your game, and there's like that anticipation for months, like about this match, and like these guys are going to come out, and essentially it's just a head game at that point.
Right.
But like that's why if you go out and compete a lot, do these local competitions, you kind of get like the nerves aspect out of it. You can be a lot more focused and like a lot more focused in your training because you can be like, okay, because you're very critical of your roles when you go out and compete, right? You'll watch your match 1,000 times.
Yes, right.
Mostly if you win. If you lose, you're probably not going to watch as much.
I actually do watch my losses because I just want to see where I fuck up.
Yeah.
This is at the Grappling Industries. I watch those matches just to be like, fuck, man, that's where I shouldn't have gone. That's where but again, I was going against not kids, sorry, but people half my age, guys half my age.
Yeah.
They're just faster, stronger.
Yeah. Like at the subspectrum, I walked in around 170 and it was an 85 division.
Yeah.
And these guys were like cutting from 200 to 205 pounds.
Yeah, man.
It's some serious stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's, everybody thinks they can be Gary Tonin and be the EBI light heavyweight champion at 155 pounds, but the fact of the matter is we're not all Gary Tonin. So
right.
That's
right.
Eventually we might be, but
they make it look so easy.
There's weight classes for a reason. There's age divisions for a reason, but you know what I mean? It's like, I'm all about like pushing and testing yourself. Right. So it's like, that's why I drove out there and, like I saw there was like a post last minute and I was like, okay, I'll do it. It was like a week out and I was like, it was like the following Saturday. And I have no regrets about going out there. It was fun.
I mean, it's great. I mean, the more you compete, the more comfortable you'll get at it. Now, not everyone has to compete. There's a lot of people out there that they have families. They want to come home. They want to take their kids to jiu-jitsu. They're going to do a class of jiu-jitsu. They're going to just, make it more of a more recreational. Exactly. Yeah. And that's totally fine. I mean, completely fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Doing jiu-jitsu, no matter at what level you're doing it at or what your goal is at the end of the day, as long as you're on those mats, you're 100% doing the right thing. Right. Just getting out there and showing up to class every day and just being consistent. That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
I mean, Andre will put like when we're he'll put off some of us aside that are competitors and have us work in certain things, and then the other class working other things. You know, just because he knows we're preparing for worlds and stuff. So it's just he just breaks it up. There's nothing wrong with that. And when we roll with certain people, we know what they're doing. What the reason is for being there.
Yeah.
We're all doing jiu-jitsu. Well, when I roll with Paul, it's gonna be a fucking tough roll. He doesn't fucking take it easy on me.
Yeah, that's good. I think it's important to have those flow rolls mainly when you're warming up. But I think it's important to push yourself, and like push each other. If you feel your partner like start to slow down a little bit, give it to him a little bit. Kind of kick him in the ass. Be like, all right, like my buddy John. Like I basically like we would talk about jiu-jitsu like every night, like we get on Skype or whatever and we're just like talking like, so much of like the growth of jiu-jitsu is just kind of verbalizing it and like going back and analyzing your roles and analyzing things and identifying your mistakes and identifying, reasonings for those mistakes and how to fix those mistakes and stuff like that. So, like we would always have these roles where he would be like, oh dude, I'm done. And I'd be like, no, we're not. Like, we're going to do another roll or for another 5 minutes. Like I would push him, right? Like I'd push him. And like, at the end of the day, and now he's a fucking just cardio machine. And he's just, just fucking out there killing it. A badass blue belt. He's going to go out there, compete tomorrow. Hopefully he does well. If he doesn't, it's not a big deal. But, you know what I mean? He's going out there and competing, Yeah.
I mean, Paul and I, after we roll, I'll tell him, how close that submission was or, what he needs to do to fix it or anything like that, and then he'll tell me, stop fucking, stop defending so much, put yourself out there a little bit more, stop being so closed. My thing is I defend a lot.
100%. I mean, Mineko had an open mat every Saturday, pretty much. And
I said, Zito, how many rounds did you roll today? And you're like, I don't know, 9 or 10. I go, how many times did you get tapped? Didn't get tapped at all. I go, dude, what the fuck is that about? There's something up with that.
Yeah. Yeah, and
how do you have 10 rounds as a blue belt and not get tapped once?
Yeah.
Are you even playing jiu-jitsu?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You're certainly not putting yourself in the position to score on anybody.
Right.
Definitely not.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I'm mostly playing my guard game, mostly defending, mostly, trying to do sweeps. I'm really working my sweeps. I just, because I know I'm on my back and I know I have to fucking get my sweeps down. I have to. That's just, I go down, I'm going to my back and I got to sweep you. So I'm really trying to work on those. And yeah, I'm not putting my neck out there enough. I totally agree. And I definitely need to start going for certain things to just put it out there. I know it's bad.
I mean, if you want to win, you know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
It's all good though in the end because, like it's good to have those passive roles where you start to feel your way out, especially if you don't have a lot of energy or you're trying to conserve energy and stuff like that. But it's also good to be able to know that you can, like turn it on, right? And like be able to, you know what I mean? Because it's like, I oftentimes like kind of have that too, especially like in Nogi, because like, you're so used to the grips, you're kind of sitting on your back, you're kind of tired, you got your grips, you can play spider guard and stuff like that. But you take the gi off, man, you fall on your back, you're a sitting duck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's just the truth of the matter. And it's just, I think it's important to be able to, obviously do both, but, it's like, you just got to be active and be able to, like, I do think that it's important, especially like if a guy's like a lower belt to, maybe let him put in you in submissions and work your way out of them and stuff like that. Right. You know what I mean? Like that's fine. Like that's always good to have those roles, but if you're having a competitive role with someone, man, like someone that's your rank, like if you guys are rolling with each other, man, just go.
Yeah, I mean, I can go because Paul don't fuck around. He'll go hard, and that's how he rolls. He's a fucking hard roll. So I know I can push him, and he fucking just destroys me at will. But it's a good roll because I know I'm not going to hurt him, and I know he can take it. So that's why it's nicer to go against him. He's obviously bigger than me, but I still like that. Like as some people, I'm a little like, do I really go hard on this person, But Paul.
How big are you, Paul?
Walk around at 160.
Really?
Yeah.
You're lying.
I'll go grab a scale right now.
Really?
Yeah.
How tall are you?
5'11".
5'11", 160? Mm-hmm. I might make you grab the scale.
Okay. I'll grab a scale.
I have to kill myself to get to 160. How the hell are you 160? Yeah.
How tall are you?
I'm skinny as fuck. That's
like 5'10", 5'9", but like.
Okay.
You're beefy, dude.
You're a lot beefier than.
It's like hard for like I used to be able to hit 160. Like I hit 160 when I fought Eric Balega in the Fight to Win, and that was I had to kill myself. I had to diet super hard. Had to like drink 2 gallons of water a day, then cut like 48 hours outside of weigh-ins.
Well, how old are you, Blake?
I'm gonna be 26 in September.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Nice.
Jeez.
What about you guys?
I'm
31.
I'm too old.
31.
Zito doesn't want to say.
I'll be. I'm 41, and I'll be 42.
Is that executive?
Yeah, right. I'm master's
executive.
3. Yeah, I'm executive. Some tournaments, I'm seniors.
Yeah, but you look super young though.
Yeah, but I'll be July 26. I'll be 42.
Oh, happy early birthday!
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Yes,
I actually gained
all
weight.
day.
You gained weight?
Yeah, since I left my job, I put on 5 pounds.
Well, I'm sure, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, you're just sitting at home waiting to train. I mean, what the fuck? You go train, you come back home asleep, go back and train. I mean, yeah, you're going to gain some weight.
That's necessarily how my day goes.
Like I was saying, dude, it's so hard to keep that weight on. Like if you're training all the time, like
construction was worse, man. I could not keep a pound on.
You say construction?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Well, what do you have to weigh for Worlds?
Dude, when I did the Chicago Open, I did lightweight, right? And I
still can't believe you're a lightweight.
Yeah, and it's 168.5 in the gi.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you're
and I weighed in. I think I weighed in at like 159 something, like with a water bottle in my hand. And Amber's like, "Dude, why didn't you just go featherweight?" And I'm like, I don't want to cut the pound or whatever it is. You know what I mean?
Just sit in a hot bath, dude.
I'm trying to gain weight, not fucking lose weight here, you know?
What are you doing now for Worlds?
A lightweight.
Same?
Yeah.
Oh, you're not going to cut?
I'm not.
And how many people are in your division?
50. There's 59 guys in my bracket.
For no gi?
Yeah. For gi.
Master Worlds.
Oh, Master World.
Yeah.
50. So what does that even? I know.
I don't even know what that
mean?
means. That means I got to win like 11 matches. No.
How does that work?
To win gold, I don't know what it would be. I mean, it would.
How's that work? Do you know,
32.
Blake?
It's just single elimination. So first round goes to 30, and then to 50, right? So it's
Right.
like,
Then the 15.
what are they, like 5 matches maybe? Like 6 matches?
Probably, yeah. Be about 6 matches to win it.
Yeah. It's not horrible. I mean, think about it. Like you can you can look at it that and be like, oh wow, there's 16-man bracket, or you can do like a 5-man round robin. It's kind of the same thing, right?
It's true.
So it's like
Very true.
everyone fights everybody.
Now you're making me wonder if you have so many. How come I don't have as many in mine?
Because you're like Rooster Weight Master 3.
No, I'm not Rooster. I'm
Blue belt.
light feather.
It's not a whole lot of you guys out there.
I guess you're right.
Wait, you're rooster weight?
No, I'm not Rooster.
Oh.
I won't cut the weight. I'm light feather.
Light feather.
Light feather.
Yes, which is 141 in the gi.
I made the mistake of signing up for. I didn't know I forgot to do lightweight gi, middleweight no gi. So I did lightweight gi, lightweight no gi. And I woke up the morning. I had to be 162.5.
Right.
And I woke up that morning at 167. And so I went to I was not drinking any water. I went to the sauna that morning. Did like a hard. This was like the day after the gi match.
Right.
I got put up against Dante Leon.
Yes.
He was my first round. He was my first round match, and that was
bummer.
I was actually survived.
Was that the last open?
Bit. Huh?
The last one?
It was the last open.
He quadruple gold.
Quadruple gold. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was kind of pissed because I was like, why? I was like, I had to just get him first round. Like, Jesus, you know
I
what
know,
mean?
right? At least let me win one match before I fight the dude.
Yeah, but
I hear you.
So that morning I woke up at 167, and I had thought about just not going because it was like a couple guys, but my teammate Dale Bowser called me up and he was like, I'm on my way to come down there and coach you, and I'm bringing you a sweatsuit. He's like, go to the sauna right now, we went through that whole thing, and so I went to the sauna, and then I drove down with the heat on, all the way down to Chicago State.
Yeah,
and then he had like the sweatsuit on, so I was out doing laps, all this
my
stuff.
God, I remember.
Yeah, and then after all that, I was like 163, and I was like, fuck. So I went out and just killed it even harder. And eventually, when I weighed in, I was like 160.7 or something. I overcut. I was so depleted for the match, and the match was literally the whole match was. This guy recently got his black belt too. It was Alex Molina. I don't know what his name is. He just recently got his black belt, but. Literally, like I was in his close guard, and the match ended 0-0, and he got the decision. It was like one of. I think, he's actually one of the refs there, so I was kind of like, what the hell? But I think he actually did win the match though, because I was in his close guard and he was attacking, and I was just kind of like defending. But
right.
So like it makes sense, but it was like after all that, it was just to go into a match and just be in someone's close guard. It was just 0-0, and just no energy, all depleted energy. But you still grow from it, man.
That's true.
I've got eight guys in my
division. 8 guys,
division.
nice.
Yeah. So then that's 4 matches, right?
3.
Three matches.
3 to win it.
3 to win it.
No.
Oh, shit.
Shit.
How did Dante Leon do at Worlds? Didn't he take second?
Yeah, he got second.
He got second at Worlds. Right?
I was watching his semifinals.
Did he get
match.
promoted to black belt?
Yeah, he got black belt.
Okay.
Yeah, he got his black belt. Thank Lord.
Right.
Yeah. So
what does he weigh?
He's lightweight.
Is he lightweight?
Yeah.
And he won the absolute?
Yeah.
At the Open?
I think he beat I think it was Matt Layton.
Yeah, that's right.
I think
that's right.
I think that was for gi and no gi. I'm not sure, but I know he quadruple gold. Gi, he lightweight champ, no gi champ, and then absolute gi and no gi. That's just crazy, man.
Savage. How old is he?
I think he's like low 20s. Right?
Yeah.
I think he is. I'm not sure. But yeah, man, it was
It's so funny. Sour Patch Kids.
yeah. I love me some Sour Patch Kids.
Oh my God. I haven't had these like I remember getting these like when I was a kid. We used to go to like this like roller skating thing like on Friday nights.
Yeah.
When you're like in grammar school.
Right.
And they'd sell these like little baggies of like red fish, Sour Patch Kids,
Red fish. You mean Swedish fish?
Swedish fish, yeah.
That's it.
Red fish.
Come on, man.
Red fish. They're right?
Right.
Swedish fish, Sour Patch Kids, man. Take me back.
Did I find the way to your heart?
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Man.
Fuck.
So how does Fit-to-Defend do you guys do it kind of like how Serafin does it, where it's a week of gi and a week of no gi?
Yeah, so we
Nice,
do like
dude. I love that.
Yeah, we alternate. I used to traditionally train. So like when I first started, I went to school at DePaul, so I trained at Team Redzivik for 4 years, and like they did it where like you would have it breaking up into like the same week. Like certain days would be gi, certain days would be no gi. But at our school, we just like at Serafin's, we alternate it from 1 week's gi, 1 week's no gi. Sometimes we'll double up on gi if there's like a certain competition coming up, or
right.
vice versa, just to kind of change it up every once in a while. But so that's kind of how we do it.
Yeah, that's perfect, man. Like to make the complete grappler.
Yeah,
I think that's the best way to go. I mean,
yeah, a lot of people like do like I think in Brazil it's almost seasonal, right? Like I think in like
that's what I've heard.
The cold during the cold seasons it's gi, and then when the summer comes it's no gi for obvious reasons because they probably don't have AC. But like,
right.
You know what I mean? But like that's how they train. There's nothing wrong with that, I guess. But I think it's good to have like 1 week of gi and 1 week of no gi. It just kind of keeps everything kind of fresh, right?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so it's like
absolutely.
Yeah, I like.
Well, as many times I've been to Serafin's open mat, I've had to go on a no gi night. Every time I text you, I'm like, "Is it gi or no gi?" You're like, "Gi." I'm like, "Oh man, I kind of want to get some no gi in over there."
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
I know he says you could just throw your gi, take your
Right.
gi off.
It's not like-
Yeah, but it's like it like actually the Monday that was July 3rd, we actually did do that. So like it was like the beginning of it was gi, and I think it was probably because it was getting hot, but everyone just started taking off their jackets, and it was kind of like a no gi thing after that. And we were just doing some no gi rounds, and I like doing both actually. Like I actually like I'll throw off my gi at the end. Usually like if I take my gi jacket off, I don't really like to put it back on, especially if it's been like all sweaty and shit.
Right,
so like I'll just take it off and do some no gi rounds at like the end of class.
But you
or
wear a
something.
rash guard underneath.
Yeah,
too, don't
yeah.
you?
See, I don't do that. I don't like the rash guard underneath my gi.
Well,
I'm old school, bro.
I do. There's sometimes like I'll do without the rash guard, but like I have a tendency like I actually I sweat a lot when I roll, so it's like I don't want to just be like putting my nasty shit off. Like I had to put like a lot of pressure too, like with my chest and stuff on people's faces. So maybe just having a rash guard might be But I think I actually got that from Redzivik. I think they actually require everyone to wear a
they
rash
did
guard.
back in the day. Yeah, at least back in the day.
Yeah,
I mean, when I went there, he didn't ask me to wear a rash guard.
Yeah, I thought that was the norm. So it's just always been
But
my
maybe
thing.
you're right.
Yeah, it was just always my thing to just kind of wear a rash guard underneath. But I do in IBJJF. You're not allowed to. So
Oh, then there you go.
it almost feels kind of bizarre.
Yeah.
Sometimes just like I almost feel like naked under there. I'm like, what's this? My rash guard on, like it's throwing me off.
I need to try it.
What,
I don't know
rash
what
guard?
it feels like rash guard underneath the gi.
It's
hotter.
No shit. That's why I don't do it.
Yeah, it's less enjoyable, I guess, for you, but I guess technically more enjoyable for your training partner.
Such a nice training partner, man.
I know.
Yeah.
As he's smashing the shit out of you.
Yeah,
Right.
I try to take care of the training partners and stuff. So like obviously like we make sure like we keep our nails clipped, just basic hygiene stuff, clean the mats, don't go in the bathroom with bare feet, just these common sense things that aren't so common sometimes.
They're not. Common sense,
Yeah,
not so common.
especially with kids around, dude. Like they'll all just like run in the bathroom and just run out barefoot, just run all over the mats. I'm like, oh, I wasn't planning on basing on my forehead right there or anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Putting my face in the mat on your bathroom feet.
Oh, God. That's
Dude, I was at Maneko's day class during the week. I forget which day it was, Thursday, Wednesday or something like that.
I mean, do you even know what day it is now?
I don't even know what day
You're
it
at
is
work,
right
so
now. And
run together now.
and Neto, the Brazilian kid that doesn't speak any English,
Right.
he was rolling with one of the blue belts, and he was like on top or whatever, and all of a sudden I hear and I was like, what happened over there? He's like, his sweat just dripped into my mouth.
Oh, that's the
And
worst.
Neto like didn't know like what to do, and
Right.
he was like trying to like sign language like sweat, the sweat dripped. You know what I mean? It was so funny. I'm like, stop crying about it.
Happens all the time.
Yeah. I'm like, why's your mouth open when a guy's like hovering over you sweating?
Yeah, man.
That's when you close your mouth and your eyes, breathe out your nose,
That's
and
the
try
worst.
and
That's the
fucking
worst.
sweep them. Yeah.
I'm guilty of
God.
doing that to my training partner sometimes. I try not to.
Sweating in their mouth.
Yeah,
But
but
it actually helps you keep better posture. Like if you're on knee on belly, if you're leaning over them, it's just gonna.
Right.
I mean, close your mouth. I mean, I'm a mouth breather. I'm like, like I try and suck some air if I can. But
Wait, when you're rolling?
I mean, probably. But if someone's on top of me, I'll pretty much always just like close my mouth and breathe out of my nose.
course,
I'm like,
yeah.
I don't want fucking sweat dripping in my mouth. You know,
I hate when it hits
it's
your
never
eye.
happened to me.
When it hits your eyes and you can't see it, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That's annoying too. Because I wear contacts. I gotta throw
that's
them on
right,
afterwards.
yeah.
You wear disposable ones?
Yeah.
I can't do that. I wear the hard lenses.
You do?
Uh-huh.
Fuck, dude. Old school.
I mean,
Damn.
it's just like taking them out and throwing them out. It's just like just disposing them.
I keep mine in for a month. I don't
Oh
take
wait,
them
no,
out.
that's what I do.
A whole month?
Keep a whole month, yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
even-
I thought
bro,
you were
I'm
saying.
like-
I thought you were doing the dailies.
No. Monthly.
Oh, yeah,
Monthlies.
yeah.
I just throw them out at the end of the month.
You sleep in them?
yeah.
Wait, you
I
sleep
think
in them?
You're not supposed to.
You're
do
not
that.
supposed to sleep.
Dude,
in
I
them.
sleep in them. Yeah.
That's terrible. How do you like?
It's been
How do
doing it
you
for
not?
years.
How do you wake up in the morning? Like,
I open my eyes
Well,
and I'm up.
obviously.
You're not supposed to do that.
I sleep in them.
That's weird.
Yeah, I know it's weird, right?
I'm not going to tell a 42-year-old man how to live his life. So.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. But no, I know. I mean, there's some nights where I'll put I'll put glasses on, but I don't sleep very long. I'm not a 8 to 10 hour sleeper. I'm like a 3 to 4 hour sleeper.
What?
So,
So crazy.
Does that come with age or something? Or
I've just been doing that
Fucking
since,
fountain of youth over here never sleeps and looks younger than I do.
yeah, jeez.
But no, that's just what I do.
If I could, I would sleep like more than 8 hours a day. But I'm
can't.
lucky if I can get 6. I'm lucky if I can get 6. I literally have to go home and like eat dinner as fast as I can and shower and just like it's like the same fucking shit every night. Just like eat, shower, bed. You know, just like as fast as I can.
It sucks, man.
If I want to
That
like,
life sucks.
yeah.
That's your life right now.
What?
You're not working.
No, but that's what he says
for him.
after work.
Oh, yeah, after work. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you got
Train,
to
eat, shower,
we all
bed.
have to get on your bandwagon.
Yeah,
It's
it's
every time I see because I'll be going through the channel and I see Office Space. I think of Paul. Just think
I'm not
of
chilling
Paul.
on my couch,
I
man.
just think of him like, you need $1 million. My cousin, he's got no job. He doesn't do shit.
You don't do shit. Oh,
That's
man.
Paul. So great.
It's great. I mean, I'm back to work end of August, but until then,
So good.
What'd you say you're gonna do? Like, what's your gig?
I'm an electrician.
Oh, you are.
Yeah.
But you're gonna go. But he's gonna be working at Hooters pretty soon.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
You doing their electrical engineering?
No, I did not. Just I'm an installer. Just running pipe, pulling cable, shit like that.
So what do you got lined up?
Hopefully, it. I got like the McCormick Place.
Yeah.
The convention center. They do all the big shows and stuff like that. I'm looking to get on that crew. Hopefully, that does all the setup for the shows and the booths and exhibits and all that. It's not what I was doing, which was just busting my ass on high rises and stuff like that, where the pace is unbearable, and you're constantly in the elements, and it's 6 days a week, and you got to be up at 5 o'clock and shit like that. It fucking got old quick.
That's early.
I did it for 11
Did it
years.
for a long time.
Yeah.
That's really early.
Yeah. And it was just it was really affecting my jiu-jitsu. It was so
Well, it's affecting
frustrating
your
to
life.
to love something so much as I love grappling, and then be like that 2 days a week guy, that 3 days a week guy. It was fucking killing me, in my soul, So I just said look, I'm taking some time to do what I love to do.
And that's why it's you got to train so smart so you don't get injured too, man.
I know. Injuries are the fucking worst.
It's serious, dude. Because it's jiu-jitsu has gotten to a point, at least in my life, probably yours too, where it's whenever I'm not doing jiu-jitsu, it's I'm just thinking about doing jiu-jitsu, right? I was
Constantly.
Yeah, I was explaining this with my sister. She's a dancer, right? So whenever she hears a song that gives her almost like a dopamine rush that gets you excited. You're oh, this song is really cool. She thinks about dancing and stuff, and I just think about just jiu-jitsu. When I get excited,
Right.
I think about passing guard or doing some crazy
Yeah,
cartwheel pass or just doing something crazy, and just that's just no matter what it is, it comes back to it. And the second something injury happens or someone's dude, just take 1 or 2 days off. It's dude, you don't understand how difficult that really is to do.
It's very difficult.
I'm going to Mexico for 2 weeks, and I've already got all these gyms lined up that I'm going to go visit and try to train at.
Awesome.
And try to visit as many guys as I can out there. I don't know what kind of training there is out there, but all I know is I'm bringing a gi.
Cartel training.
Yeah, cartel
Learn how
training.
to cut people's heads off and put them in duffel bags.
I'm staying in. I have to stay in Texas, so I have to cross the border.
So
every
you
day.
choke the guy out, And then you grab a machete and cut his head off, throw it in a duffel bag.
Yeah.
Welcome to jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much, man.
No, I totally agree. I mean, mentally, for me, that's the main reason I do jiu-jitsu. I've never technically been diagnosed with anything, but I do have what I feel or consider is like a mild depression, kind of. It's always kind of just floating there and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And jiu-jitsu, like training, it just helps me beat it back daily. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Where it's like it helps me from hitting those downs. You know what I mean? And that's the reason I do it. The main reason, you know, like competing's not that important to me, or you know, whatever's but like just staying healthy and mental health.
Sure.
Even before physical health, to me, is why I'm so much happier when I'm training.
It's like whatever kind of day you're having, right? You can have a good day. What's a good thing to do when you have a good day? Jiu-jitsu. You have a bad day. It's a good thing to do when you have a bad day. Jiu-jitsu. You're having an okay day. What's the thing to jiu-jitsu? Are you pissed off? Go jiu-jitsu. Are you upset? Go jiu-jitsu. Are you angry? Are you content? It doesn't matter.
Right.
It serves a universal purpose, and it benefits you no matter what.
Yeah.
So it's like whatever you're dealing with, like I feel like, you know, jiu-jitsu can help you in a way.
Right.
You know, not to be like one of those like cliche Brazilians, but like seriously, like jiu-jitsu, like is it literally, it can't. I mean, it's not for everybody, but it is for everybody, right?
And for anyone out there listening who is injured and is going through the same thing where they just can't get that training in and they want it so bad, when I dislocated my rib here, what I did, I was off the mats for 6 weeks. I couldn't move my core really. But what I did do was I went to the sauna a lot over at 10th Planet Chicago. Yeah. And I just did like hour-long sauna sessions, like in like 140. And I had that exertion feeling that I did, you know, just roll fucking 8 rounds, and you know what I mean?
Awesome. Yeah.
And that did kind of work. It kind of gave me intense. that after jiu-jitsu feeling, even though I didn't roll at all.
What'd you do in the sauna? Did you
fucking sit there?
Just sat there?
Yeah, just sat there, listen to music, scroll through Instagram, whatever.
Yeah, I don't like bringing my phone in the sauna. I feel like it's bad for it. But
and yoga, if you can manage, like if you're injured, but you're not injured to the point where you can still get into a hot yoga studio at 105 and at least do a majority of the poses, it's another big thing too.
I know.
I want to get into yoga more.
I've never done yoga, but like you tell me, man, it's amazing. But it's like I can't go do jiu-jitsu. I got to do yoga.
Right, yeah.
Joe Rogan's inspired me to try yoga. Like how often
you've never tried it?
I've tried, like I've done like poses, but I haven't been to like a formal class.
Oh, you got to go to a class, dude.
Yeah.
A 90-minute class at 105 degrees. It'll whoop your ass.
Oh, I'm sure it will.
Yeah.
No, I'm sure it will, dude. Like Joe Rogan talks about it all the time. Like, talks about jiu-jitsu and yoga and how they like go hand in hand.
Well, they do have like BJJ or yoga for BJJ or something like that.
Yeah,
something
but
like, I don't know what that's all about.
That's like improving your jiu-jitsu with yoga. I'm just kind of like, I use yoga for like recovery almost.
Okay.
It's like kind of realign the body. And
yeah. Did you listen to that most recent podcast? I don't know how recent it was from Joe Rogan, but it was regarding chiropractic care. And
no.
Oh my God, it was pretty eye-opening.
Was it the stem cell one?
No. It was this girl who wrote a article about how bullshit chiropractic care is.
Oh, really?
It was pretty racy. But I didn't know this. I learned it from listening to Joe Rogan's podcast, that chiropractic care stemmed from bullshit. Like the whole core of it.
Right.
Was some guy was a magnetic healer and came up with this whole thing. Snake oil salesman or whatever. Yeah. And so there's no basis.
So that's how it originally started, but like it has actually become something.
No.
I think it's not a thing.
It's not a thing, man. You gotta listen to this.
You have to go to school to get licensed.
Of course. But I can create a school for whatever, and when you leave, you could be called a doctor. They're not actually doctors.
So, are you saying it's a placebo effect when I go to the chiropractor?
That's what I'm saying. It's possibly a placebo effect.
I find it hard to believe though, because I used to have chronic injuries, and I started going to the chiropractor.
Right.
They stopped.
Yeah,
I don't disagree with you on that, and this is why when I listen to this podcast, because I obviously remember I was going all the time, right? tune-up time. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Right?
Tune up you were checking in all the time.
Checking in all
yeah.
the time. Fuck that shit. God, I'm so glad I don't have to be doing that.
Where did you go?
The Joint. I joined the Joint, and it was like, $60 a month, go 5 times or 4 or 5 times a month. I'd go religiously once a week, and tune up and whatever. But after listening to that podcast, I just have to second guess a few things. I'm just like, okay, well, some things do make sense, and some things could be a placebo effect, but it does help people in some ways. But I don't know if it's all bullshit. If it all stemmed from bullshit, then what does it all mean, really?
I don't know. I mean, I went to the chiropractor. My neck, remember when my neck was stiff as a board
Yes.
like a month and a half ago?
Right.
I'm like, Jesus Christ, like it's so jacked up.
Right.
I thought something was fucked up in my neck. I'm like, oh my God, if this is like a disc or something, like
Yeah.
I might not be able to roll jiu-jitsu again.
Yeah.
Like if this is like continues to get worse. And I was like panicking,
Right.
And I went to the chiropractor and she was just, kind of did a whole exam. She said, no, it's your second rib. It's like that second rib down, it's still like almost above your shoulder blade, She goes, yeah, that's whacked out. She goes, let me pop that back in and it'll take because it was straining my whole neck and my neck stiffened up. Like,
was it dislocated?
It wasn't I don't know what it was, but she just kind of like adjusted it and boom. And like 2 days later I
think it's called like a subluxation. Right? Like
that's the word that's the word she said is not even like a thing.
I don't know, man. I was
You
fucked
got to
up.
listen to this
I was
podcast
fucked up
because
for a
I'm
month.
doing it no justice because it was like a 3-hour podcast.
Sure. Wait,
And-
is Joe Rogan one?
Yeah, it's a Joe
I'll have
Rogan
to check it
podcast.
out.
I'll tell you who it is. It's with God, her name was like Yvette something.
Was it recent?
Yeah, it's recent.
I mean, I
yeah.
listen to his podcast pretty frequently, so.
Yeah, I'll tell you which one it is because I just think it's fascinating and I think it's Yvette D. Dentremont.
Does Joe Rogan do his classic like challenging, like
No, he
questioning
was
her?
agreeing with her.
Oh, really?
100%. He goes, yeah, I found out it was a bunch of bullshit, and that's why he stopped going. 984 of Joe Rogan podcast.
Okay. Yeah, I'll check that out.
Check it out. It's just interesting to learn the history and what they're saying now. Like I said,
But like,
to each their own.
How does that explain how it? But it's, I guess maybe like.
Well, the body heals itself. Now, when I went to the chiropractor and I had that thing with my back, remember, right? And so the chiropractor actually told me. And now after listening to this podcast, maybe now I went back into my brain. I'm like, okay, this is what he said, man. I'm like, oh, it does make sense. Your body's going to heal itself. That's what your body does. It just fixes itself.
Right.
So me going to chiropractor once a week for 3 weeks, does that just took 3 weeks to heal up and he was just doing minor things to help me? I don't know. But it's interesting to
maybe
think.
it would have taken 6 weeks without him.
I don't know.
I've had things feel better after one session. Like I've had issues in my neck.
Yeah.
I went to this place called Hawkeye Chiropractic. It was by my work at the time.
Okay.
Doctor's name is Matthew Monson. He's a really, really solid chiropractor. He went to Iowa. And he, I forgot what he does. I think he plays a certain sport, I think he played rugby actually.
Okay.
I went there and he did an evaluation on me, did like a scan on me, like found the issues, and he explained what the subluxations were, and that's basically compressions in the discs, right? Like there's supposed to be a certain amount of space in between all of your discs. And from like looking down all the time, being a generation of looking down at your phone, looking down at the computer, like your head's kind of over hovering, and you get like compression in the space. So when they go to adjust your neck, they're relieving those subluxations. Right. Bullshit or not, that's what they called it.
Right.
And I felt it like all on the left side of my neck. Sure. And literally like after leaving there, after you crack my neck and like adjusted my body, it literally like I was able to like look at all my blind spots driving, like just like I was like literally driving there like this, like I couldn't even look at my blind spots.
Right.
I left there feeling like
when I crack my own neck, when I do that little thing, everyone does it. It feels fucking great after. I feel like fuck yeah, it feels good.
Great.
Crack your knuckles on your hand.
Feels great,
good.
but you're not actually adjusting anything. That's the issue.
Yeah. I don't know.
They do this thing where they tilt your head to like almost a 45-degree angle, and I guess that releases whatever it might be, and then they go ahead and make that adjustment. But it's like it's not something that you could ever do to yourself. I've asked multiple times. Obviously you can't do it, but it's like I still crack my neck all the time too, and it feels great. But it's like you know, sometimes like with all this jiu-jitsu stuff, like you said, you got to tune up, you know, and like
I haven't been to the chiropractor in months, and I feel great. I stretch more. You know, when I do a little routine I do when I start warming up for class, and I'll do this stretching my back and stuff like that, and I feel great. I don't have any currently. My arm is pretty much healed up, you know, and I feel really good. And I just if I don't have to go there, I'm not going to go there. There's no reason for me just to go there just for nothing, you know. So I'm just gonna see how this works out. But that was a very eye-opening podcast. I mean, I'm on the fence either way because obviously I've done chiropractic care. I've done, but they say the best thing is massage. Massage is the best thing you could do for your body. Yeah. Go out there and get a massage.
I purchased an inversion table.
Nice.
And I've been using it. And I actually mentioned it to Adam Redzovic last night. He was at our gym. And he was saying those things are great, but I didn't think about it. But the one thing is that you're kind of hanging from your ankles.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like he said that's a lot of strain in your ankles. And I didn't even think about that. But I've noticed that, you know, it does help in like decompress my back. And like, you know, whenever like a hard night of training, I'll just lay in that, obviously before I eat and stuff. And
I have that too. I have gravity boots.
Yeah. I have the one talk about strain on ankles
that hang from your door.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
But you're going 100% vertical.
Yeah, 100% vertical. And like there's different like levels you can set it on, or you can just go 100% vertical too. And I try to do a little bit of like both, but like it just feels good to lay on it and kind of let your back kind of decompress. And you know, the only thing that's kind of shitty about it is that like the blood kind of rushes to your head.
Right.
So it gives you that sort of like slightly uncomfortable feeling.
There's supposed to be like a recirculation thing with it too. Like it's beneficial to have that happen. Oh, you'll get used to it, you know?
Okay. Yeah. I mean,
and then your blood starts circulating like proper, you know, homeostasis or whatever. Like the body will adapt and try to bring itself back to normal. So like you get that initial rush of blood to the head, and then it just starts circulating normally.
Yeah,
again, you know? I mean, how long do you hang upside down for?
Well, I usually try to do like to warm up. I'll go to like maybe like a slightly just like, you know, vertical angle, and then you know, I'll start to make my way closer and closer to that completely vertical angle. But like, you know, there's like a little pin that you can put on it, so like you don't have to like hold yourself in a position. Like you can set yourself so you can actually just lay there and relax and let your body. So I usually will do like a couple minutes on like either couple settings, and then like I'll go vertical maybe for like a minute max, just because the blood rushing to my head kind of just gets to me. And then I made the classic mistake once of like coming straight up like quickly after that. You can't.
Right.
So anybody that's listening that uses an inversion table, start slow with how far back you go, and when you're coming up, do it in stages. Right. So that so that, you know, otherwise you're just going to get this really nasty headache, and you're going to feel like shit when you just like, I mean, obviously it goes away, but you know, if you can avoid feeling like that.
Yeah. What about acupuncture? You guys tried that?
Yeah, I haven't tried it.
Yeah. How'd that go?
It was weird.
Just nothing happened pretty much.
Does that hurt? Or?
It doesn't feel good. Yeah. I mean, it's uncomfortable because they're sticking you with a needle, and then they're sticking you in this like, in I don't know, in a nerve. Like my muscle moves. Like, you know, there's movement, and
like it starts twitching and stuff.
Yes, it starts twitching.
Really?
So it's really uncomfortable. Yeah. I didn't really care for it personally.
I mean, did it work though? Like, I don't care if it's uncomfortable.
Again, I had that injury, and I was trying to do anything to get on the mats quick. So I did chiropractor, I did that, I did massage, and none of it fucking worked. It was a 3-4 week, and then I started feeling better. So, I don't know, man.
What was your injury?
It was a back injury. Like I had this like, it happens, and I don't know what I do to do it, if I just move a certain way or what, but just like back rib, something's with it, you know, right around. Was it number 5 or something like that? The chiropractor said. Yeah. But I don't know. It's just, everyone has something, you know. What are you gonna do? Some people have knees. Some people have this. Mine is that, and it's annoying.
I had this done.
Ouch.
Shoulder surgery?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Wow. Is that from jiu-jitsu?
Originally from wrestling.
Okay.
I had it pop out on 4 separate occasions, like dislocate.
Jeez.
And each time I've had to go to the hospital and have them like literally like they have to do this like conscious sedation, or they don't put me out, but like you're like sedated but consciously, just for me to like my arm to be able to get put back in. The last time, dude, I'm serious. The last time.
Wait, what is involved in conscious? sedation?
So a conscious sedation is essentially like you're awake, but you're like so like woozy you don't know what the hell's going on.
So like drunk feeling almost.
It's
like laughing gas.
It's similar, right? So it's like you're literally just like, it's almost like you just kind of like don't remember what happened, kind of a thing. You're like literally like consciously like you just essentially just trip the fuck out for like a minute or two, right. And then while they do what they need to do,
it's like a roofie then.
Yeah, so like I remember last time I was like, they said I was like mumbling like, oh, don't do that, it hurts, but like I didn't remember it. No, I was just like,
they fucking roofied you.
Yeah, essentially they roofied. They date raped me. Yeah.
You got diddled by a doctor. Yeah. You didn't even know it.
I was in the waiting room on the last one. They had a huge like wait where I went with the hospital with a dislocated shoulder. I was in a waiting room for over an hour with a dislocated shoulder. I felt like every few minutes I'd feel like a tendon or something like just kind of like snap or like some sort of.
Oh my god!
It was really nasty, dude.
God.
Yeah, it was brutal. So then after that, I was like, you know what, like. This is my fourth one. Like I want to be a grappler. So that was after my first day of jiu-jitsu. It was the fourth time I dislocated it. Other times, so it was wrestling, weightlifting, and then it was weightlifting plus jiu-jitsu that night.
So what's the fix? Like, what did they cut open to do?
So originally it was supposed to be all arthroscopic, meaning all like with like the scope.
Sure.
And so I had a torn labrum, rotator cuff, and then the tendons and the joints and stuff were all kinds of fucked up. And then I woke up with an incision in my shoulder. And I actually didn't see the incision, but they were like, yeah, when we went in there, it ended up being a lot worse than we thought, so we had to cut you open. And I was like, oh, cool, all right. So
it's a cool scar.
Yeah, it's a cool scar. It was, but knock on wood, ever since it's been helpful.
But what did they do? Like, what was the fix?
So the fix was obviously they reattached some the torn parts, whether it's like the labrum and the rotator cuff. So they were able to take care of those tears.
Okay.
And then they were they kind of like tightened up, I guess, like he called it like tighten the screws.
Okay.
So whatever that means, like he just kind of tightened the shoulder joint up so that way it wouldn't dislocate. And he gave me the okay to keep grappling. So I was out for like 3 months. So I had my first jiu-jitsu class and I fell in love, and then I had that horrific injury and I was out. But like the whole time, I was just like a YouTube just like connoisseur when it came to like just a bunch of YouTube techniques. So I kind of like looked at it as like, when you go to school to like do a profession, you kind of like get all this like knowledge, and it's like all these like scattered dots, and then like you'd have to go into the workplace, or for us it would be like actually going onto the mats to kind of connecting the dots of those knowledge, right? Because you can know like what all these things are, but unless you go out and feel how it's done or actually perform it, it's just you have to be able to connect that dot. So it was just cool to be able to. Like, I thought I was going to be so much more advanced than I was when I actually got onto the mat. I was like, I know all these positions. I know what they're doing.
I've been watching Marcelo Garcia on YouTube for months now.
Seriously, I've been watching. I just would watch. There was this one guy. I don't know if you guys know who Ricardo Cavalcanti is. He has this really awesome YouTube channel. If you can understand what he's saying, he gives really, really good techniques. And like, he was one guy that I watched and learned a ton from. And he learned just a bunch of cool stuff. But I started off and I was a wrestler, right? So I was like super tense, trying to just bulldoze, and like it just just wasn't working, especially in the gi. Like we were just drilling and I was like grabbing on like just fucking being one of those guys.
Yeah.
Like, so but then like, I got a good taste of Humble City, and then, just ever since then I was like, all right, so this jiu-jitsu stuff is like, it's definitely the real deal.
Yeah.
As far as grappling goes, and then I fell in love with it, man. So it's just the way it is, man.
And here you are right now.
Here we are on Grapplers Union podcast.
That's right.
Yeah, Grappler
Union.
Grappler. It's not plural. I know. Yeah. People mess it up a lot.
I feel like it flows off the tongue better with the plural.
It used to be. When we first started doing it, we were going to do grapplers, plural, and then I couldn't secure the Twitter feed because someone owned it. So then I'm like, let's just do Grappler
Someone
Union.
owned it. Someone like bought it like way back in the day, right?
I don't know. They just it's not even.
And you tried to get in touch with the guy or something, and
So I'm like, let's just do Grappler Union, and that's what we did, and we secured it. I got everything for Grappler Union, and it just works out really nice.
I guess I'm just such a fan that I just knew what it was from the beginning.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah,
it just got implanted in me, man. I'm just a diehard.
And I'm still trying. So Garmin came out with a new 360 camera, and just about ready to purchase it. However, I called Garmin up. I'm like, listen, I've had some problems with 360 cameras in the past. You know, I really want, this is what we're doing with it. I explained to him the podcast, and it's about, you know, 2-hour format and so on. He's like, yeah, no, we have a stand that actually plugs in. Ours won't overheat like the other ones. You should be all good. I'm like, okay, great. Okay, how big of a SIM card? You know, micro SD. He goes, yeah, it can take about 128 gig. He goes, we've seen people put 256 gigs in there. I'm like, great. I go, well, if I did a 2-hour at 4K, how big would that file be to upload to YouTube? He goes, oh, let's see a little math. It's about 30 gig. I'm like, what the fuck? Jeez, 30 gig?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, so my bandwidth here at the office is like, you know, I think it's like 25 and 5 or something like that. I'm like, it's going to take me like fucking 20 days to upload this fucking file.
Oh, is that right?
So ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
I'd have to like boost up I'd have to have at least
So we're not
100.
going to do VR.
I don't know yet. I'm going to look into some packages about boosting speed.
You're talking about for like the podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you'd like put it like right here, essentially.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Essentially, it would be in the center of the podcast, and then
that's
in
interesting.
360, so people can actually adjust and move around the room and put VR on.
So people can walk around the room for 2 hours.
Basically, right?
And be like, oh, cool. Let's look at him while he's talking.
But I think it'd be good for the YouTube. I mean, we have okay YouTube hits, but I think
No, we don't. In comparison to our iTunes.
Yeah, no,
I mean, like,
exactly.
yeah.
But I think
Nothing at all.
that the video would be really cool. But just that 30 meg upload to YouTube would be a fucking, I don't know.
How many downloads do you guys have like on like iTunes and stuff?
Over 10,000 a month.
Really?
Yeah,
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, it's fucking.
It's
Good
growing.
for
every
you
month.
guys.
More than what I would ever imagine, and it's just I feel great about it.
Shout out to the fans, man. You guys
Shout
are the
out,
shit.
man. They're
I'm talking
fucking
to myself
good.
too.
Yeah, thanks guys for the support and everything.
No, it's really. I mean, all the love that we get when we go to different gyms and people recognize us, like, "Hey, you're a podcast guy." I'm like, "Yeah, you're right." They're like, "Yeah, I noticed you on whatever fucking when I boost those."
I noticed your
posts."
voice.
Yeah, I noticed your voice. I think that's Anthony somewhere around here, but. Then they're like, yeah, what's the other guy's name? I'm like,
Yeah.
who's the other guy?
Yeah. Who's the really clever guy on the show? What's his name?
There was one episode I remember that I was watching that I was listening to when you were talking about how Anthony always makes friends with all of his opponents that he competes against,
Right.
like how he like becomes buddy. I was laughing so hard. I was like at work and just like listening to that. I thought that was the funniust thing. You just railing on him. He's like, "Yep, there he is, making best friends with the guys about to fight."
Hey, bestie.
And then they just fought. Now we're gonna have a beer.
Right. No, he's not that cool. They just talk beforehand.
Yeah, it's it. No, it's been great, man. It's really been great.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, we've been going for over 2 hours now.
Shit, man.
Time flies, man.
Ben's gonna love that.
That's right. Shout out to Benjamin Salas.
I know Benjamin Salas.
Yeah, he's always ragging on us for not.
His son's gonna be a beast, dude.
Yeah,
he's
dude.
gonna be
Already
awesome.
is a beast.
Yeah, he is. He's gonna be really good.
Shout out to Ben and Alex's name, right?
Alex, right? Yeah.
Ben and Alex.
I wonder if they're gonna be at New Breed tomorrow. I'll be at the Eddie Bravo seminar, so I won't be attending New Breed.
Yeah, I'll be down there. So
Do you want to promote the seminar
yeah, sure.
that's going out to Fit-to-Defend?
The John Calstein one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, what date is that again that they're coming out? It's like the end of August, I believe it is.
Okay.
End of August. Fit-to-Defend Brazilian Jiu Jitsu in Libertyville, Illinois. We're having Jonathan Calstein come out, which is I think we talked about him earlier. One of the Danaher Death Squad, competitive. He's a guru of like leg locks. He's been doing a lot of good competitions and stuff, and he's coming with Matt Kaplan, who's another caliber wrestler, or another caliber grappler. I'm pretty sure. I heard he's his coach, but I'm not sure. But regardless, it's going to be a great. It's going to be a great seminar. I believe the cost I want to say is $60, $65 ahead of time. Maybe it's $85. I have to double check the price. Wish I'd been more prepared for this promotion, but come out. It's going to be a blast.
Savage leg lockers.
Yeah, savage.
So if
savage
you're looking
leg
to get,
lockers.
And it's no gi.
Yeah. It's no-gi, so they're gonna probably be doing that. They, like I said, the Danaher guys, they really have a good system, man. They have good guard passing. Like the thing about it is like they're not just like leg lock guys, but like they teach you how to like pass the guard, against guys that have good leg locks or like worm guard or like, well, not worm guard because they don't do the gi, but
Right.
like like advanced guards that are just kind of
right.
so like they have like a way of being able to attack that, not just going for the legs, but eventually like taking the back, and they have good back control system, and it's just a good methodical way, like after going to I thought I knew a decent amount about leg locks, but after I went to the Eddie Cummings seminar, then I went to the Gary Tonin seminar, it just completely changed my leg lock game completely as far as how I viewed heel hooks and just like the whole appreciation for leg locks, because essentially like once you start incorporating leg locks, like your jiu-jitsu game beforehand kind of almost goes out the window, because you have all these bad habits of like, oh, I used to pass guard this way, but my foot's completely exposed here, so now I have to address that. And it just kind of makes your whole game sort of like almost bulletproof in a way once you start incorporating leg locks. So it's like,
and I'm so appreciative that I when I took first year or two with Javier with those leg lock club we
Javi's a
did.
beast, yeah.
And I am so comfortable, and anyone grabs my foot, I'm so comfortable with
Good.
it. And it's so nice. Like Natal,
Yeah.
he'll grab. I'm like, oh, it's so nice when he goes for it, and I'm just so happy that I know what he's doing and I can defend, and it feels really good. Having that in your back. So anyone who wants to attend Javi's, he's still doing it on Saturdays, right?
Yeah.
Leg Lock Club.
Leg Lock Club.
Is that a 10th Planet?
10th Planet Chicago,
Yeah.
noon to 2 every Saturday.
Yeah.
Javier Palomo.
Fucking, it's good.
It's really
He's
good.
also doing something over at Deerfield too.
Is he?
On Mondays,
Okay.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah, Javi's good, man. He's
Dude, I swear to God, I was over at 10th Planet Chicago last Thursday, and I rolled with Javi twice, and I swear to God, he heel hooked me like 6 times.
Yeah, man.
It's so unfair. Like, I can't do heel hook. Look at the size of those fucking feet.
Yeah, they're big.
I have size 12s. Like,
Yeah.
that's easy to heel hook. It's easy to toe hold. It's like, when you have fucking big
Yeah.
feet like that, there's a lot to grab there. You
On
know?
the contrary, though, if you have long legs, it's kind of hard to secure your hips and your knee line at the same time. So I feel like to get a bite on the heel hook, I have to kind of go a little higher on the leg,
Right.
really control the knee.
Yeah.
Whereas like guys that have smaller legs, you can be like tight on the hip and still be tight on the knee while having a bite on the heel.
Right.
So you have
Yeah.
that going for you. So
Yeah.
It's true.
just push with your other foot. Right to the face, just axe
Yeah,
kick.
just don't
But
play legs with Javier.
When
That's-
Javier came by our school and you rolled with him, did he heel hook you in the gi?
No.
Did he not go for it?
No,
you
he
count your
didn't go
taps, bro?
for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's that?
Did you count your taps, bro?
Yeah, of course. Put them in my journal.
But no, I just wondering how
No,
your game
no,
was.
no. He knows.
No, I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying I wonder if he would have an easy time with the gi when you can control a little bit more of his game. When the hold on, you know what I'm
for
saying?
sure. Like
keeping
with,
your feet away
with sleeve grips and stuff like
Exactly.
that. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't know. It goes both ways, because if you're talking about heel hooks, you could probably have better control over your opponent's leg, because there's so much friction with the pants and everything. But the opponent can also probably have a better shot of fighting it off, because you could grab sleeves and collars and stuff like that. So, but I mean, I wasn't even worried about it, because I knew he wasn't going to go for heel hooks, because obviously we're in the gi, and it's an IBJJF based school. So,
right.
Which one? The Berry School?
well,
Mineko.
Mineko's, like Javi
Mineko's
stopped by to
cool.
Mineko's open mat.
Oh,
He's not
okay.
going to roll in and start heel hooking dudes in the gi. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like,
He's not that guy.
he's got etiquette.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
He does.
That's the
Yeah,
thing.
you need permission, especially if you're a visitor.
Yeah, definitely. Totally different ballgame if you're a visitor.
Right.
I think Estima locks are more scary than
The steam
heel
locks
hooks.
are very scary. Actually,
Estima locks scare me more than anything.
they're and if you don't know what it
Come on,
is,
quick.
and you try to,
That's how my original foot
Defend?
got fucked up. I was rolling with
Fuck that.
Brick Welch over in
yeah.
in our team, The Loop. I stopped by there for an open mat, and I was playing De La Hiva, and my free leg, the one that's not doing the De La Hiva hook,
Right.
was just kind of like on his hip or something. And like out of absolutely nowhere, he just all of a sudden just like rear naked choke Estima, like just like a quick ass, just out of absolutely nowhere, before I could even say anything, just pop.
Oh, really?
And that's how I originally hurt my ankle,
Yeah.
and ever since then it's just been repopping and just fucking a nightmare. But
Right.
happened to me tonight.
Yeah.
I got put in a steam lock.
Yeah.
And my eyes got so big, and he was like, "Go!" I'm like, before I can even
was it
tap.
Jeff or
Archer.
no? Yeah.
And I was like, oh fuck, that's like,
Good.
there's no way I'm spitting out of that. I'll blow my own fucking.
I'm not sure about this, but aren't white belts able to do Estima locks?
I don't know.
IBJJF?
God, I don't think so.
I would hope not, but like I feel like I heard that they can. I'm not. I wish we had someone here that would know.
We could look it up.
Mike Sim would know if he was
up.
here. I'd be like, Mike.
Yeah, he would know.
Mark V's is really good at that stuff too.
In the IBJJF, you're asking?
yeah.
Okay.
Where were they? Oh, here, rules.
Rules for white belt?
I don't know. This rule book is probably like
Oh, dude.
1,000,000 pages, isn't it?
It's like 34 pages long.
34?
Yeah.
44. Close.
Oh, sorry.
Good, man. You're a little off. Nothing wrong with that.
Happens
It
once
probably
in a while.
says like no leg locks, but like I don't know why. I feel like I've heard that.
Steam lock. No idea. I don't know if we can.
You're probably
find
better
that.
off just Googling it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Thanks,
He's
Blake.
like,
Thanks
let's,
to the 25-year-old telling me to Google stuff.
let's pull out the 100-page rule book.
I'm sure the suspense.
Does anyone have a phone book?
I'm sure the suspense is killing everyone at home who already looked it up on their own computer.
Yeah.
Not waiting for
They-
these
they-
fucking
they asked
assholes.
Siri,
Right.
Can white belts, belts in jiu-jitsu?
Excuse
do
me,
Estima locks?
Alexa.
Yeah.
All right, so according to Reddit, I got something up here. A steam lock, a move that can be done 2 ways. Da, 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 da.
We need like a Jamie.
Yeah, me too.
Right.
Bruno, where you at? 10 of the moves apply. Da, da, da. Best regard. What? And each one of these indicated restrictions changing accessibility by belt rank. So it's about belt rank. It's a brown belt and up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I don't know if that. I mean, I would really hope that white belts couldn't, but at the same time, I do because, I don't think white belts should be able to do like. I mean, I guess like no-gi would be different, but
If somehow
Learn how to
catches
pass guard
foot
first.
straight, you can do it at white belt and up.
if somehow you catch his foot straight,
Yeah.
okay,
Straight ankle
how,
locks are
how are they
illegal.
going to tell that in the
Exactly.
gi? There's
Right.
no way.
There's no
So
way.
maybe it is true then.
So maybe you are. Maybe that's the gray area.
Maybe
You're not wrong, you're
I'm
not
just,
right.
I'm just gonna get a fresh white belt. I'm just gonna be like, all you're doing is Estima locks. No white belts are gonna be ready for it.
Right.
just wins the. What do they call the worlds for white belts? It's not a world champion. It's like they call it something different. I forget what they call it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Should we know this?
No, nobody cares
There's
about
so
white
much
belts.
that we should
Yeah.
know.
Like I love when white belts are going to worlds. They're like, oh, I'm gonna try to be a world champion. I'm like, dude.
I'm just kidding, white belts.
Jeff Serafin and I were talking, and Paul, we're talking about like previous podcasts. We want to get him on again.
Yeah.
We're just talking about like how this shit we did not know.
Yeah.
It's so ridiculous. Like how ignorant we were to like so many things, and just like going back and listening to this podcast, we're like, God, we didn't know shit, man. What the fuck were we doing?
We just learned so much from talking.
It's like Joe Rogan
Talking
too.
to everybody, man.
He
It's
like
amazing.
talks about how much he's learned. Like just interviewing all these like crazy, just random, intelligent people that are just experts at what they do.
Right.
Yeah.
Regardless of what that is, you're gonna learn a lot, especially being like across a table. And like how often do you really get to have like an actual in-person dialogue with somebody for
It's very
2
true.
hours?
It's very true.
I mean, like if we were just having a casual conversation right now, we'd probably be at this table drinking or doing something, and probably be on our phones and just
right.
like but like you don't really ever get a chance to have this like this one-on-one conversation where it's like,
Yeah.
this is what we're doing right now. Like we're having this talk right now, and when you can sit down with a real expert like like Nathan Orchard or somebody, you can really just sit there and have their undivided attention for 2 hours. I mean, it goes a long way.
It's pretty
does.
damn cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Speaking
I
of 2 hours, man, we've been going for 2:20.
Paul's done.
I've
man.
overstayed my welcome.
Paul's checking out.
I'm usually checked out after an hour and a half.
Dude, I'm on.
But
I
like
had all this
Blake.
fucking sugar that Blake brought.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
so fucking hyped up right now. I'm ready to go roll another hour
Are
right
you
now.
going to go roll? Blake,
That's fuck.
are you gonna play us out with a little lick?
Yes,
here on
please,
the-
Dude,
Blake. Can you, well, before you do that, but can we get your social media and all that fun stuff where people can find you?
And sponsors.
Yeah,
And
so
sponsors?
actually,
You fight a lot.
I've been meaning to get sponsors. I don't have
What?
any yeah, I know.
You have
All
no
the-
sponsors.
All the
I know,
fights you're
I
in, you don't have
know.
any
Come on, man.
sponsors?
Dude, it's just like
Where you at, Nick Mitria?
I know. Shout out to any sponsors that are listening. I won't let you down. I'll try not to. So you can find me at Instagram, Last Man Standing with 2 S's, LASST Man
good.
Standing.
It's a good one.
It was my AIM name in
I like
high
that one.
school, and I kept with it.
It's also a good show with Tim Allen.
Yeah, I heard it. I haven't actually watched the show.
It's kind of a takeoff of Home Improvement from back in the day.
Yeah, everybody's like, "Oh, is your name because of that?" I'm like, "No, it's not.
No,
it's because of my dumb AIM name when I was in like 7th grade that just stuck with me for life." But you can find me that, and then you can also find me on Facebook by my real name, Blake Klassman.
That's right.
Add me as a friend. I haven't gotten my max friend request
yet.
Got
the quota yet?
So better get on it while you
will
can.
after this podcast.
Yeah, man.
Blake is all class with a K, baby.
Yeah, man.
For sure.
You guys are all in Chicago. Feel free to come out to Serafin Jiu Jitsu or Fit-to-Defend Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. Serafin's in Evanston. We're out in Libertyville, northern suburbs. So if you're in the Chicagoland area and you're looking for a good place to come train, we don't charge anybody for just coming down to visit. And just go ahead and enjoy yourself. And Paul's handing me the guitar right now, so I can play you guys a little outro
make sure you
song.
put it up right up to that.
Oh, hold on.
There you go. There you go.
What would be an appropriate outro song?
I mean, anything you play is
Just a
fucking
small little
awesome,
lick.
man. Yeah.
Thanks for coming on, Blake. Dope. Thanks, Blake. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me, guys.
See you guys.
Later.
Bye. Thanks for joining us on another episode of Grappler Union. Siri, how can our listeners find out more info?
For more information about Grappler Union, you can visit them on the web at grapplerunion.com or follow them on Instagram and on Twitter at Grappler Union. Like them on Facebook at facebook.com/Grappler Union. Also be sure to subscribe on iTunes. All episodes are available on the Grappler Union YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe. Anthony, I really enjoyed the podcast. Can't wait to hear the next one.
Thanks, Siri.